An endless primeval forest, towering trees blotting out the sky, and strange birds shrieking through the valleys. My God, where is this? My voice was trembling. My last memory was still of falling asleep at my desk during evening self-study in the classroom. Xiaomo, don't panic, we don't know either. Following the voice, I turned my head, and my whole body froze. More than a dozen stunning mature women were gathered around me. Even more fatal, I knew every single one of them. Without exception, they were all the mothers of my classmates. Just then, a ding sounded in my head. Welcome to Global Lord Survival. Please defend your territory. Monsters will invade periodically. Leaving your territory is dangerous, but you can obtain supply chests, kill other lords to seize assets and talents. You will awaken a sequence, ranks ranging from SSS to D. The mature women instantly exploded into chaos, panicking and pacing in circles. Lin Xiaolan was pressed against my arm, crying, Xiao Mo, what do we do? Is Xiao Lei here too? How am I supposed to find him? I swallowed. The soft warmth on my arm made my mind go completely blank. It wasn't that I lacked self-control. It was just that Aunt Lin Xiaolan was too much. 38 years old, unanimously recognized as the most beautiful among all the parents in the class. Fair, smooth skin, delicate features, and a pair of peach blossom eyes that could steal souls. Right now those eyes were full of fear, and the fullness on her chest was trembling against my arm. Xiao Mo, say something. I took a deep breath and forcibly pushed away the stray thoughts. Don't panic, Aunt Xiaolan. Xiao Lei must also be in some territory. Let's figure out what's going on first. My voice was steady, but my heartbeat was about to explode. After all, among these more than 10 mature women, I was the only man. I looked around, my mouth twitching. This scene was enough to make any 18-year-old boy dream for 3 days and 3 nights. Pick any one of them at random, and she'd be top tier. Xin Yaji, 40 years old, owner of a beauty salon. Her skin so fair it seemed to glow. Lu Hong, 37, fitness trainer. With clearly even a divine hound could be possible. I kept my face unreadable and asked, what about the other ants? Xin Yaji brushed her hair back. D-grade beautification art. It speeds up wound healing, but it's useless for serious injuries. A wave of astonishment swept through the crowd. Every little bit counts. This was a healer. Lu Hong clenched her fist. C-grade fortifying body. For 1 hour, strength and constitution are doubled. Hong Ant, we're counting on you for the early stage grind. Lu Hong gave a hearty laugh and thumped her chest. No problem. Auntie will make sure you're fed nice and plump. The moment she said it, even she blushed. I pretended not to hear. What about Aunt Tingji? D-grade sound wave soothing. Weak effect on beasts. The rest also spoke up. D-grade light body technique. Makes you run faster. D-grade night vision. You can see a dozen steps at night. D-grade gathering skill. Lets you collect more wild fruit. D-grade cleaning skill. Can wash clothes. The atmosphere instantly dropped to the floor. Lin Xiaolan's eyes reddened. With these talents, they couldn't even beat a wild wolf. Chen Yaji sighed. The system said it. The level is basically fixed. A D-grade is D-grade for life. Lu Hong was more easygoing. I'll go gather firewood. Let's just get through tonight first. And I was secretly overjoyed. Summoning arts, beautification arts, fortifying body, sound wave. Each one was a hidden gem. After a 100-fold boost, Lin Xiaolan's summoning arts could even summon divine beasts. It was no dream. Ma Mo, what's your talent? Lin Xiaolan suddenly asked. Over a dozen beautiful eyes turned to look at me in unison. My back tightened. Tell the truth, or make something up. After thinking it over, I decided to be honest. I told them everything about the SSS grade goddess link and the 100-fold amplification, word for word. And, aunties, all of you meet the standard of 95 plus in looks. The entire place fell silent. Over a dozen ants froze on the spot, then all of them blushed. SSS grade goddess link? A goddess with a score of 95 or above. Lin Xiaolan tightly gripped the hem of her clothes, her fingers trembling, her head lowered as she didn't dare look at me. She had lived 38 years, and now she was being certified as a goddess by an 18-year-old right in front of so many sisters. It was too embarrassing. Not to mention, this kid was her son's good friend, always calling her Aunt Xiaolan. Now, in his system, was he secretly sizing her up? Shinyaji's ears were also red. As the owner of a beauty salon, she had always been confident in her looks, but being personally certified as a goddess by an 18-year-old boy, that was a completely different matter from flattery from clients. What exactly was this kid thinking when he looked at me normally? Lu Hong lowered her head and glanced at herself. Tight tank top, wheat-colored skin, a healthy sheen. She was only 37, not that much older than Mamo. No, she was an elder. She was a classmate's mother. She shook her head hard. but the redness on her face just wouldn't go away. The ants in the back reacted differently. Some covered their faces and muttered. Some pretended to admire the scenery while their necks turned completely red. Some stole a glance and quickly looked away, and one simply hid behind the crowd, using a fan to cover her face. Quiet, ambiguous, and heated. I was being stared at by more than a dozen complicated gazes, and my scalp tingled. Quickly, changed the subject. I looked around. A flat valley floor, mountains on 3 sides, and a gentle slope on the other. A great place, suitable for building a base. I opened the system panel. Player. MO. Talent. Goddess Link. Unique SSS grade. Strength 1. Constitution 1. Agility 2. Thought 2. Damn, I'm starting with nothing. The first wave of monsters would arrive in an hour. With this group, who didn't even have a B-grade talent, there was no way they could hold out. System. Check intimacy. Lin Xiaolan. 20 out of 100. Chun Yaji. 10 out of 100. Zhou Tingji. 0 100ths. Lu Hong. 15 out of 100. Others. Single digits. Lin Xiaolan had the highest. After all, I often went to play at Zhao Lei's house. The first wave of attacks will arrive in 1 hour. Please build a shelter. Please vote to choose a lord. The lord has absolute authority and may expel any member. The women exploded again. Choose a lord? You can even kick people out. What kind of place is this? Lin Xiaolan's face went pale as she moved closer to my side. Yaji was the first to calm down. Since we have to choose, then choose someone who can lead everyone to survive. Her gaze fell on me. I choose Mamo. No one objects, right? Lu Hong patted my shoulder. I choose him too. The only man, the only SSS rank. If not him, then who? Zhou Tingji said nothing and quietly raised her hand. The others looked at one another, then raised their hands one after another. The vote ended. Lord of Territory number 131 in Zone 13. Ma-Mo Territory Range. Radius 50 meters level. LV0 required to upgrade to LV1. With *50, I took a deep breath. In 1 hour, monsters would invade, so we had to build a shelter first. Aunties, I'm the lord now. To upgrade, we need 50 pieces of wood. We have to gather them before dark. Lin Xiaolan frowned. Xiaomao, what are we supposed to use to chop down trees? Lu Hong slapped the trunk of a thick tree as wide as a bucket, but it didn't budge at all. No axe, so we're supposed to split it with bare hands. I froze. This was a primeval forest, and the trees were as hard as iron. Just then Zhou Tingji spoke up. The system said there's danger if we leave the territory, but there are supply boxes. Could there be tools inside? Everyone's eyes lit up. I made the decision immediately. Split up and look for supply boxes. Don't go too far. You must come back before dark. If there's danger, shout, and I'll rush over right away. Lu Hong took the initiative to step forward. Xiaomao, I'll team up with you. My physique is 3, and with my talent activated it becomes 6. I can help. I nodded. The groups were set. Lu Hong and I headed southeast. Lu Hong walked in front, and the skin-tight yoga pants outlined her figure perfectly. I didn't know where to look. Suddenly, Lu Hong lowered her voice. There's a supply box over there. I was so startled I nearly fell. She grabbed me, but used too much force. I ended up crashing into her arms, my face landing right against her chest. Soft, full, with a faint body fragrance. We both froze. Lu Hong reacted first. She didn't push me away. Instead, she gently pressed the back of my head. Xiaomao, how long are you planning to stay buried there? I quickly pulled back, my face red as I apologized. Lu Hong's face was also red as she tugged at her crooked collar. Come on, hurry up and get the box. Lu Hong affection +5, current 20. I nearly logged. She turned and left, but her voice was trembling. Hurry up and get up. It's getting dark. Just as I was about to speak, Lu Hong suddenly turned back, stood on tiptoe, and quickly kissed my left cheek. Get going. If the wolves eat you later, I won't care. After saying that, she strode off. I stood frozen in place and touched my left cheek. Lu Hong intimacy +5, current 35. My grin spread all the way to my ears. That's enough. I can link it now. What comes next is how to persuade Aunt Hong. Lu Hong carried the 100+ gene wolf corpse in front, steady as if she were carrying a sack of cotton. Her sweat-soaked tank top clung to her body, outlining her back muscles. I carried the supply box behind her, the warmth still lingering on my left cheek. Walk faster. It's getting dark. Lu Hong's ears were still red. The two of us passed through the last patch of brush. The camp was in sight, but noisy chaos was coming from inside. Screams, crying, people trying to break up a fight. My heart sank, and I quickened my pace and rushed in. In the center of the camp, more than a dozen women were gathered in a circle. Stop fighting. Pull them apart, quick. I pushed through the crowd and squeezed in. then sucked in a sharp breath. Lin Xiaolan and another woman were wrestling on the ground. Both of them had disheveled hair and clothes torn to pieces. The collar of Lin Xiaolan's off-white silk blouse had been ripped open, the buttons had popped off, and a large stretch of her snow-white collarbone was exposed. There was also a tear at the waist of her skirt. The other woman, Sun Billion, Sun Hao's mother, 42 years old, notorious in the parent group for loving to compare herself with others. The shoulder strap of her silk dress had snapped, and one side had slipped down, revealing a rounded shoulder and black lace. There were also red scratch marks from fingernails on her face. Both of them looked utterly miserable. Aunt Xiaolan. I was about to break them up when Lu Hong had already pushed in ahead of me. She set down the wolf corpse, reached out with both hands, and lifted the two of them up as easily as if she were picking up chicks. Enough. The strength of an C-rank strong body was terrifying. The two of them flailed their arms and legs, looking like furious cats. Let me go? She hit first. Sun Billion shrieked. You're lying. You stole my stuff. Lin Xiaolan cried with tears in her voice. Lu Hong held them down. Both of you stand properly. Talk it out. Chen Yaji sighed. What happened to make you two fight? Zhou Tingji silently handed over a coat and draped it over Lin Xiaolan's shoulders. No one was paying attention to Sun Billion, who craned her neck and pointed at Lin Xiaolan while cursing. Why should she get to keep the supply box all to herself? We're all stranded here, so what's she putting on airs for? I found it first. The system said whoever found it gets it. I stole it. I was just borrowing it from you. You call that borrowing? You went straight for it with your hands. Sun Billion was sharp-tongued. Your son is in the same class as my son, so I don't know what kind of family you have. With that little bit of money, how dare you act rich in front of me? Lin Xiaolan cried even harder. I frowned and pulled Aunt Zhou aside, asking in a low voice, what happened? Aunt Zhou sighed and explained in a hushed voice. Lin Xiaolan found the supply box first. Sun Billion found nothing and got jealous. At first she said she was borrowing it. Then she just reached out and tried to grab it. The two of them went from pushing to wrestling, fighting all the way back to camp. Sun Billion just loves comparing herself with Xiaolan. Xiaolan is prettier than her, so she's jealous. Her husband earns more than Sun Billion's husband, so she's jealous. Her son's grades are better than her son's, and she's jealous of that too. This time Xiaolan found the box and she didn't. So how could she not make a scene? My expression darkened. First I looked at Lin Xiaolan. Her eyes were red, a scratch on her collarbone was seeping blood, and she looked pitiful. Then I looked at Sun Billion. Her neck was stiff, one shoulder half exposed, hands on her hips as she glared at people. What are you looking at? Was I wrong? Lin Xiaolan is just stingy. I took a deep breath. Aunt Sun, are you done? Sun Billion was stunned for a moment, then sneered. What? Xiaoma, you're standing up for her. A brat butting into adults' business. I said nothing and walked up to her until I was standing right in front of her. The surroundings fell completely silent. Sun Billion raised her face and glared at me. Let me tell you, even if you're the Lord, you can't be unreasonable. Things picked up in the wild. Why should she get to keep them all to herself? Done talking. I asked again. Sun Billion bristled at my calm tone and forced herself to hold on. Done, so what? Smack. A crisp slap rang out. I raised my hand and slapped her. Not too hard, but loud enough. Sun Billion froze completely, a red mark quickly rising on her left cheek. The whole place fell silent. All the women widened their eyes. Lu Hong raised an eyebrow, the corner of her mouth twitching up before she pressed it down. Chen Yaji covered her mouth. Zhou Tingji lowered her eyes. Lin Xiaolan stared at me blankly, tears still hanging on her face. Sun Billion slowly turned her head, her eyes instantly reddening. You hit me? What the hell do you think you are? A little brat whose hair hasn't even grown in, and you dare hit me? She shrieked and rushed at me. Lu Hong grabbed her shoulder and pinned her firmly in place. Son, auntie. I withdrew my hand, my voice cold. I'll say this one more time. This isn't a place for you to throw a tantrum. I stepped forward and stared at her. First, whoever finds the supplies keeps them. You Chang Shiyulin auntie's things, you're breaking the rules. Second, you laid hands on someone. Third, here, I am the Lord. I enunciated each word. Cause any more trouble, and I'll expel you from the territory. Sun Billion's face went deathly pale. Expelled? In this damned place, being alone meant certain death. Her lips trembled as she tried to say something, but under my icy stare, she swallowed it back down. She covered her face, and tears fell. Not from grievance, but from anger and fear. Angry that an 18-year-old brat had slapped her in public. Afraid that I would really kick her out. She lowered her head, her shoulders shaking, not daring to make a sound. I turned to look at Lin Xiaolan, my tone softening. Xiaolan Annie, keep your things safe. If anyone tries to snatch them again, tell me. Lin Xiaolan nodded with red-rimmed eyes and softly murmured, Lin Xiaolan affection plus 10, current 30, my heart stirred. 30, we can link now. But I didn't rush to bring it up. I looked around. Everyone, we're all in the same boat. Only by sticking together can we survive. Whoever finds something keeps it. I won't force anyone to hand it over. But if anyone dares use numbers to bully the weak, don't blame me for being rude. Yaji spoke first. Xiao Mo is right. We need to stick together. Lu Hong let go of Sun Billion, clapped her hands, and said, all right, it's getting dark. Let's get to work. She pointed at the gray wolf on the ground. We got an axe, a hunting knife, and a wolf. We've got meat for tonight. The women's attention was drawn to the wolf carcass. My God, it's really a wolf. How did you guys get it? Lu Hong lifted her chin proudly. Xiao Mo saved my life. She glanced at me, her gaze carrying an unreadable meaning. Feeling a little guilty under that look, I coughed and changed the subject. Let's gather the supplies first. The women took out everything they had found, item by item. 2 bottles of water, a pack of biscuits, a small knife, a shovel, a coil of rope, a medical kit, plus an axe and a hunting knife. That was all we had. Good enough. After I finished checking the supplies, I assigned tasks immediately. Hong Ant, deal with the wolf meat. Stew it tonight. Yaji Ant, take people east to fetch water. Tingji Ant, look after the injured. The rest of you come with me to chop wood. We have to level up the territory before dark. I was only 18, but I spoke crisply and decisively. The women's panicked hearts steadied at once. Lu Hong was the first to respond. Leave it to me. She squatted down and started skinning the wolf without hesitation. Yaji took people to fetch water. Before leaving, she looked at me, as if she wanted to say something but held back. Lin Xiaolan was bandaged by Zhou Tingji. Now, and then Shito glanced at me, then quickly lowered her head. Sun Billion huddled in a corner, ignored by everyone. I grabbed the axe. Let's go. Chop wood. With the first swing, the web of my hand went numb from the shock. 1 chop, 2 chops, wood chips flew everywhere. Half an hour later, 3 trees were down, and 50 units of wood were in hand. Enough. Level up. Buzz. The ground trembled. Golden light rose. A luminous wall sprang up from the earth, and a wooden house emerged in the center of the camp. Territory upgrade successful. LV1. Radius 100 meters. New basic defensive fortifications added. I collapsed onto the ground, my hands rubbed into 2 blisters, my whole body aching, but my heart finally felt at ease. Night fell. Beast howls came from afar, eerie and chilling. The campfire was lit, and the roasted wolf meat sizzled. The aroma filled the air. At last, the women relaxed. Lin Xiaolan sat beside me and softly said thanks. I waved it off, already calculating in my head. Affinity was at 30. Should I ask for a link now? Lu Hong sat opposite me, tearing into the meat in big bites, glancing at me from time to time with an unreadable expression. Just as I was about to get up for water, ding. Countdown to the first wave of monster invasion. 10 minutes. A bone dropped to the ground with a clack. Get up. The monsters are coming. 9:58. The women's faces turned pale instantly. Some covered their mouths, some trembled, and the timid ones burst into tears on the spot. Am I going to die? I want to go home. I sprang to my feet and roared. All of you shut up. Even the campfire seemed to jump from the force of my voice. In the firelight, I said, can crying drive the monsters away? Being afraid is useless. Now, who's willing to fight with me? Dead silence. 5 seconds passed. No one said a word. I will. Lu Hong stood up. Her muscles flowed beneath her athletic tank top. Count me in. I'll come too. Lin Xiaolan stood as well. Her legs were still shaking, but her back was straight. Me too. Yaji also stood. Zhou Tingji silently walked behind me. Then came yoga instructor Zhou Xilan, dancer Fang Shuiying, and head nurse Wang Yinshu. 7 of them, plus me. The remaining 9 shrank where they stood, too afraid to look at me. Through her fingers, Sun Billion stole a glance, her lips moving, but she didn't dare make a sound. I glanced over and didn't get angry. I'd expected this. Fine. I won't force anyone who doesn't want to step forward. But my tone turned cold. The rewards for killing monsters go only to those who fight. Food, water, weapons, all of it is ours. The whole cowardly bunch of Sun Billion's group were hiding behind a big tree, peeking out nervously. Night had fallen completely dark. The forest was deathly silent. Not even insects were chirping. They're here, Lu Hong said in a low voice. The bushes moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gray shadows emerged, their eerie green eyes cold as ghosts. 5 wolves, bigger than the one in the daytime, their fangs gleaming with a frigid light. They didn't rush in. Instead, they spread out and surrounded us, like a trained army. The leader was the biggest one, staring fixedly at Lu Hong's axe. Cold sweat soaked my back. Don't panic, Lu Hong said steadily. They're afraid too. Aunt Hong, how many can you handle? 2 is no problem. 3 is barely manageable. Okay, you take the 2 on the left, I'll handle the 2 on the right. The one in the middle, I'll figure something out. Lu Hong snapped her head around. Have you lost your mind? You don't even have a talent. I've got a way. I glanced at Lin Xiaolan. She had summoning, though it was only D rank. Still, 1 second was enough. Countdown reached 0. The first wave of invasion has begun. The leader wolf let out a roar, and all 5 wolves lunged at once. The light wall flickered violently. Aunt Hong. Lu Hong charged out. Her axe cut a silver arc through the air, crack. The first wolf's shoulder blade shattered on the spot. With a miserable howl, it crashed to the ground, 1 down and crippled. But the other 3 pounced at the same time. 1 from the front, 2 from the sides. Lu Hong abandoned the axe and grabbed the front wolf's forelegs with both hands. Crack. She forcibly twisted them off. But the wolves on the sides were already upon her, one biting for her neck, the other for her waist. At that critical moment, I rushed forward. The hunting knife went straight for the wolf's eye. That wolf wasn't prepared. The knife plunged directly into its eye socket, and hot blood sprayed all over my face. The wolf shook its head violently, tossing me about, but I clung tightly to the hilt and wouldn't let go. Xiaomo, Lin Xiaolan screamed. Summon, I shouted through gritted teeth. A flash of light, then a tiny dirt-colored puppy appeared. Brownish yellow, round and plump, with 4 short little legs. Woof! The entire scene fell silent for a second. The little puppy toddled toward the giant wolf, stopped halfway, tilted its head to look at the wolf that was 20 times bigger than it, then turned around and ran back, hiding behind Lin Xiaolan's feet while trembling. I nearly spat out a mouthful of blood. This was D-rank summoning? But that 1 second of distraction saved my life. The blind wolf flung me away, and I slammed hard into a tree trunk. My vision went black, but I still hadn't let go of the knife. Xiaomo, a healing light lit up in Chen Yaji's palm, and Zhou Tingji began humming a lullaby, clear as a mountain stream. The leader gray wolf's movements slowed for an instant. Enough. Lu Hong rushed over in 1 stride and punched the blind wolf in the temple, like smashing a watermelon. 4 wolves down. Only the leader remained. A flash of fear crossed the gray wolf's eyes, and it turned to run. You want to run? Lu Hong grabbed the axe and hurled it hard. The axe spun through the air, precisely cleaving into its back leg. With a shriek, it fell, its broken leg dragging along the ground. Lu Hong stepped on its head, bent down to pick up the axe, and looked back at me. I leaned against the tree trunk, grimacing in pain, but still managed to give her a thumbs up. A smile tugged at the corner of her mouth. Then she brought the axe down. All 5 wolves wiped out. The camp fell silent, leaving only the crackling of the bonfire. I slid down the tree trunk and collapsed onto the ground, gasping for breath. I was covered in injuries, my tiger's mouth bloodied and torn. I laughed like an idiot. We won. Lin Xiaolan rushed over, tears falling one after another. You scared me to death, do you know that? Chen Yaji crouched down to heal me, and my wounds visibly healed before my eyes. Lu Hong walked over carrying the blood-stained axe. Her whole body was splattered with wolf blood, like a female war god who had crawled out of hell. You said you had a way, she teased. I grinned. My way was you. She froze, then turned her face away, the tips of her ears turning red. Lu Hong affection +5, current 40, I couldn't stop the smile on my face. Just then, server-wide announcement. Territory number 131 in Zone 13 has been the first to kill the monsters in the first wave. Achievement unlocked. First kill. Reward spam. All players +2 attribute points. Combat participants extra +3, 1 bronze supply crate. Lord extra +5 attribute points. 1 silver supply crate. 1 B-rank talent awakening fragment. Territory fame +10. My eyes lit up. We're rich. 5 talent fragments can be combined to upgrade a talent level, meaning I could get another SS rank 1. Just as I was about to check the crates, there was a stir behind me. The group of women who had been hiding in the back all rushed over, all smiles. Xiaomo, you're amazing. I knew you could do it. Everyone got attribute points? I got 2 too. The smile on my face slowly faded. I looked up, past those smiling faces, towards Sun Billion in the shadows. She didn't come over. But the 2 beside her, the one surnamed Qian and the one surnamed Wu, were walking over quickly with lowered heads, fawning smiles on their faces. I ignored them. I stood up and swept my gaze around the area, my voice not loud, each word like ice chips. While we were killing monsters just now, where were you all? The smiles froze instantly. Xiaomo, Auntie was scared just now. We'd only have caused trouble if we went up there. I said nothing, just stood there with the hunting knife in my hand, wolf blood dripping down drop by drop. The flattering voices gradually grew softer. Xin Shui in the sapphire blue dress spoke up. Xiaomao, the ants already apologized. You should be generous. They were really scared now. Not scared of me killing wolves. Bu Xin Shui plus 8 Qian Yufan plus 5 Wu Miling plus 5 Zhou Zhilan plus 15 Fong Shuang plus 15 Wang Yinshu plus 12. I nearly thought my ears were broken. These women were all sharp. Who was carrying the load? They knew perfectly well. What surprised me most was Sun Billion Affection plus 10. I looked up at her. She had her head down, firelight painting her face bright red, from her cheeks all the way to her neck. Her lashes fluttered. Her lips were pressed together tightly, looking just like a grade school kid who'd been scolded. Half the fire in my heart went out. This system really could reflect what was in people's hearts. They might not accept it with their mouths, but in their hearts they'd already accepted it. Aunt Sunday. I spoke. She stiffened all over. Why you're calling me? Don't cause trouble anymore. Surviving is better than anything. She let out a tiny soft to the extreme, completely different from her earlier sharp, mean expression. Lu Hong leaned over. Xiaomao, you're pretty good at this. I played dumb. What did I do? She rolled her eyes, turned to go collect the wolf corpses, but her ears were red. Lu Hong plus 2, current 42. I took a deep breath and started assigning tasks. Tonight's monsters are dealt with, but tomorrow there'll be more. First, reinforce the territory. Tomorrow morning, go out and find supplies. Everyone has work to do. If anyone doesn't want to work, I paused and swept my gaze around. I don't need to say more. The women all nodded in unison. Shen Shui hurriedly stated, Xiaomao, don't worry. Auntie will absolutely not slack off. I assigned things one by one, crisp and decisive. While Zhou Zhilan was handling the wolf corpses, she quietly said to Fong Shuang, this kid is really reliable. Fong Shuang nodded. Better than my own son. Wang Yinshu pushed up her glasses. Exactly. Mine's 18 and still playing games. The three of them exchanged smiles. Over there, Chen Yaji asked Lin Xiulan. Xiulan, what do you think of this kid Xiaomao? Lin Xiulan's hands paused. Her face flushed. He's pretty good. Chen Yaji said meaningfully. I'm not talking about that. Lin Xiulan's face got even redder, and she lowered her head, pretending to be busy. I sat by the fire and opened the silver chest. 1 iron longsword, 1 skill book for super powerful strike, 3 healing potions, and 5 portions of rations. Jackpot. I strapped the long sword to my waist. Cold light gleamed. I flipped open the skill book. Unleash a strike at 200% of maximum strength. Cool down 3 hours. Using it on me would be wasteful. Give it to Lu Hong. Her base strength is 3, and her C-rank tough body doubles it to 6. Add another twofold effect, and that's a 12 strength strike. She could split a bear in half. Besides, she was still the team's only melee fighter. Decision made. Lu Hong was sitting alone on a rock, wiping her axe. Her sweat-soaked tank top clung to her body, her muscle lines smooth and defined, utterly unlike the killing god from earlier. I walked over. Aunt Hong. What is it? I handed her the book. For you. She looked at it, and her eyes widened. Super powerful strike? Double strength? Are you sure? You could keep this yourself too. It'd be wasted on me. It's only useful with you. You're the best fighter here. If you're stronger, everyone's safer. I smiled. Besides, you saved my life today. This is a thank you gift. Her eyes reddened a little, and without another word she used it. When she opened her eyes again, a sharp light had appeared in them. She clenched her fist, her knuckles cracking loudly. I think I could punch a bull to death now. I laughed. Then tomorrow you take the lead, and I'll be behind you yelling 666. She laughed out loud, then suddenly turned around, cupped my face with both hands, and kissed my forehead. The whole camp heard it. I froze completely. Qian Yufan stretched her neck and covered her mouth. Is Lu Hong interested in Xiaomao? Lu Hong let go, put her hands on her hips, and shouted to everyone. I like Ma Mo, so what? The camp went quiet for a second, then exploded. Zhou Zhilan laughed first. Sister Hong, you're way too direct. Fong Shuang said. Is this an official announcement? Wang Yinshu pushed her glasses. You're 19 years older than Xiaomao. An old cow munching on tender grass, huh? Lu Hong wasn't the least bit intimidated. So what if I'm 19 years older? I just like younger guys. Got a problem with that? Besides, be honest with yourselves. Wouldn't you women like a man like Xiaomao too? Several women's faces turned red at once. Zhou Zhilan lowered her head and pretended to straighten her skirt, her earlobes burning red. Fong Shuang tucked her hair behind her ear, smiling awkwardly. Wang Yinshu coughed once and didn't say anything. Shinyaji had a faint smile on her lips, her eyes moving back and forth between the two of us. Shin Shui and Qian Yufan kept sneaking glances at me. Sun Billion moved her lips as if to say something, then lowered her head too, her ears still red. And Lin Xiaolan suddenly felt a wave of bitterness in her heart, like biting into an unripe green plum. Jealous? She startled herself. What right did she have to be jealous? She was just a desk mate's mom, a single mother 20 years older than me. Lin Xiaolan, have you lost your mind? But her eyes still kept drifting my way uncontrollably. I closed the panel and squatted down in front of the supplies. Aunties, come over here. 2 bottles of water, a pack of compressed biscuits, a knife, a shovel, hemp rope, a medical kit, a few pieces of wolf meat. One by one, I laid them out. Divide according to contribution. Lu Hong auntie, you killed 5 wolves and saved everyone. I pushed over 2 bottles of water and 3 pieces of wolf meat. Xiaolan auntie, you found the supply box. A knife plus wolf meat. Yaji auntie, Tingji auntie, shovel and rope. Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuiying, Wang Yinshu, you took part in the fight. 1 piece of wolf meat each. At last I looked up at Shin Shui, Qian Yufan, and Wu Miling, the others. You didn't search for supplies and didn't join the fight. Tonight's meat isn't for you. Shin Shui opened her mouth, met my gaze, and shut it again. Qian Yufan twisted the hem of her skirt. Wu Miling bit her lip. Sun Billion had already expected this and didn't react. I broke off a few biscuits and handed them out. 1 piece each. 1 sip of water each. Enough so you won't starve. Done. I opened the panel. Ma-mo, Strength 1, Constitution 1, Agility 2, Mind 2, Available Attribute Points 7 First Kill Reward. 2 points for everyone, 3 extra for participants, 5 more for the leader. Ladies, how should we allocate these 7 points? Lu Hong spoke first. There'll be monsters at night. Increasing Constitution will help us endure. Lin Xiaolan looked at me. Xiaoma, what do you think? Put them all into Constitution. Let's survive first. For the 7 who had participated, Constitution jumped straight from 1 to 8. A surge of heat rushed through my body, my muscles tightened, and even my breathing deepened. Lu Hong clenched her fist. I can take a beating now. Those who hadn't participated only got 2 points, raising Constitution from 1 to 3. The gap widened. Night fell. The light wall glowed with a golden sheen, marking out a 100-meter radius. Outside the wall was pitch black, with beasts howling in the dark. It's time to sleep. But the camp only had a shabby little shed the size of a matchbox. More than a dozen pampered ladies had to squeeze together tonight. Just make do. Better than feeding the wolves. The women filed in one after another. Shinyaji turned around and said, Xiaoma, you should come in and sleep too. We still need you to lead us tomorrow. I didn't refuse and climbed in too. The straw was soft. I sat down leaning against a wooden post. Tingji sat curled up on my left, Zhou Zhilan on my right, her yoga pants clinging to her legs. Fang Shuiying and Wang Yinshu squeezed in beside them. Lin Xiaolan was the last to come in. The gauze on her body brushed the doorframe, and she let out a soft hiss before sitting beside me. Only Lu Hong didn't come in. Her axe leaned against the post, and a hunting knife was stuck at the back of her waist. I'll keep watch. You all sleep. My constitution's higher. The shed was unbearably cramped. 16 people were packed into less than 10 square meters, shoulder to shoulder, knee to knee. I closed my eyes, but couldn't sleep. Too crowded, too fragrant. The smell of sweat, perfume, and women's natural scent mingled together and kept drifting into my nose. I turned over to the right. Lin Xiaolan was right in front of me, so close I could see the curve of her eyelashes. Her eyes were closed, but she wasn't asleep. Her eyelashes trembled. Her shirt collar was open, 2 buttons undone, and a patch of snow-white skin showed beneath her collarbone. I hurriedly looked away and turned to the left. Tingji opened her eyes and looked at me once. In the dark, her eyes were like 2 stars. She said nothing and closed them again. I lay on my back and shut my eyes. My head was full of images. A hot sensation rose in my nose, blood. I quickly wiped it away with my sleeve. Lin Xiaolan just happened to open her eyes at that moment and saw it. Her face instantly flushed red. She said nothing, just turned her head away. Her head away. Deep into the night, Shen Shui began to snore softly, and Qian Yufan draped an arm over her waist. I also fell asleep, my head tilting to the right and resting on Lin Xiaolan's shoulder. She stiffened, not daring to move. My breathing brushed against her collarbone, warm and ticklish. Her mind turned into a chaotic mess. The scene from this afternoon, when I stood up for her and slapped Sun Billion, flashed through my mind over and over. Aunt Xiaolan, put your things away. If anyone tries to snatch them again, tell me. Even earlier, when I went to her house to play games with her son, she brought in some fruit, and the boy smiled and said, Thank you, Aunt Xiaolan. Back then, I only thought this kid was really well behaved. Now it was different. This damned place had no men, no one to rely on, only this 18-year-old boy. He had SSS grade talent and could link with a goddess, increasing the other party's talent 100-fold. As long as I linked with him. Her face burned. A D-grade summoning skill could only summon a little mud, but after linking it would become S-grade. Its attributes doubled, and its level raised by 1 tier. Then she could stand beside him and fight, instead of hiding behind him like in the afternoon and being unable to do anything. Lin Xiaolan opened her eyes and lowered her head to look at the boy leaning on her shoulder. The firelight outlined my features. She stared at my lips for a few seconds, swallowed, and her heartbeat thundered. She reached out and gently pushed me. Xiaomo. I frowned and opened my eyes. Aunt Xiaolan, are there monsters? Just as I was about to sit up, she pressed me back down. No monsters. Xiaomo, I have something to tell you. I was fully awake. Go ahead. She took a deep breath. Your talent. As long as you do that with someone, you can get stronger, right? I froze, then nodded. I want to do that with you. I was stunned for a moment. Andy, what did you say? I said, I want to link with you. Her voice was very low, trembling. I know it's absurd. I'm so much older than you, and you've called me auntie since you were little. But in this damned place, I don't know how long we can survive. You saw it this afternoon. I'm just a useless person. My summoning skill can only call a little mud, and even Sunbillion can bully me. Her eyes reddened. I want to help you. I want to stand beside you, not hide behind you and watch you fight alone. My throat bobbed. My heartbeat thundered. This was Aunt Xiaolan, Zhao Lei's mother. Yet right now, in the darkness, she was pressing on my shoulder and saying she wanted to do that with me. My face burned hot, and even the tips of my ears turned red. Aunt Xiaolan. My voice was hoarse. Have you thought it through? This isn't something to joke about. I have. Instead, she was calm. Xiaomo, after linking, can you really get S-grade talent? Yes, really. That's enough. She cut me off. Then now. She bit her lip and nodded. While they're all asleep. I looked around. Shun Shui was snoring. Qian Yufan had an arm draped over her. Wu Meiling was curled up in a ball. Zhou Zhilan was lying on her side. Fang Shuang was on her back with her skirt hiked up to her thighs, and Wang Yunshu's glasses were hanging on the bridge of her nose. They were all asleep. Then where should we? She pointed to the farthest corner of the shelter. Over there. The grass is thick, no one can see. The two of us made our way to the corner and lay down, both breathing rapidly. Auntie, don't call me auntie. She reached out and covered my mouth. Call me Xiaolan. An hour later, both of us were covered in sweat. Her face was flushed red, and her hair was damp with perspiration. Xiaomo, you're amazing. I smiled. The system panel lit up. Link with Goddess Lin Xiaolan successful. Obtained S-grade talent. Necromancer. Bone Legion. Summoned 10 skeleton warriors, each with attributes 10 times that of an average adult. Return of the Dead. Revive a corpse that has just died, retaining 50% of its attributes in life. Dead Zone. Passive aura with a radius of 10 meters, inducing instinctive fear in the weak. My pupils contracted. 10 times. The strength, stamina, and agility of an average person were all 1. 10 times that was 10 points. Even after maxing out the first kill reward, my stamina was only 8. Any random skeleton would be stronger in combat than me, the Lord. Not to mention, 10 of them. 10 skeletons with 10 points in every attribute, plus Lu Hong's 6 points of strength and the double burst from Super Strong Strike. Invincible. The corners of my mouth pulled so wide I couldn't suppress them. Xiaomo, did it work? Lin Xiaolan lay on her side. Strands of hair stuck to her cheeks, her face still red, eyes full of smiles. The firelight spilling in illuminated her face. Lazy, satisfied, and with the fine lines at the corners of her eyes, she looked even more mature. The collar of her shirt was still open, the buttons that had flown off hadn't been sewn back on, and beneath her collarbone the skin was snowy white, glistening with sweat. My throat tightened. It's done. Aunt Xiaolan, thank you. She blushed again and reached out to pinch my arm. I told you not to call me Aunt Xiaolan. I changed it instantly. She hummed in satisfaction and buried her face in the hay. As long as I can help you. Lin Xiaolan favorability plus 30. Current 60, the system prompt rang out. I smiled. 60 already. Just 40 more to 100. By then, she'd be able to protect herself. I was just about to speak when a faint sound came from beside me. Like someone turning over, or someone covering their mouth. My body stiffened, and I slowly turned to scan the others. Shin Shui was still snoring, dead asleep. Qian Yufan's arm was still draped over her, unmoving. Wu Meiling was curled into a ball, face buried in the hay. But Zhou Zhilan was wrong. Her eyes were closed, but her breathing was too fast, her face red all the way to her ears, even her neck tinged pink. Her body was tense, nothing like someone asleep. Feng Shuaing was lying on her back, her black dress hiked up to her thighs, a stretch of snow-white skin exposed. Her eyelashes were trembling, and her chest was rising and falling faster than usual. Wang Yinshu was leaning against a wooden post, her glasses sliding down to the bridge of her nose. She wasn't asleep, and her hands were shaking. The collar of her nurse's uniform was open, and the little mole on her collarbone rose and fell with her rapid breathing. Chen Yaji had her back to everyone, curled up in a corner, her shoulders unnaturally stiff, the tips of her ears bright red. Zhou Tingji had her knees hugged to her chest, her face buried in them, long hair covering her entire face, the knuckles of the hand gripping her arm turning white. The others, some had twitching eyelids, some were turning over and over, some had their faces buried in the hay and were pretending to be dead. They were all awake. They'd all been woken up. My mind went blank. I'd been too absorbed just now. The shelter was only that big, with more than a dozen women squeezed together. There was no way the sound could be blocked out. No matter how much Lin Xiaolan endured, those sounds leaking from her throat in the quiet of night were like stones thrown onto a still pond. No one could avoid hearing them, especially not women in their 30s and 40s. At that age, who wouldn't understand? I swallowed hard, my back tightening. Pretending I noticed nothing, I carefully helped Lin Xiaolan pull her collar together. The buttons had flown off, so it couldn't be fastened properly. I covered as much as I could. She was still buried in the hay, her voice muffled. Xiao Mo, go out. Lu Hong is still keeping watch outside. Okay. I climbed up and slipped out of the shelter. The night wind hit my face, carrying the smell of wet earth and blood. Lu Hong was sitting by the fire with her back to the shelter, an axe laid across her knees, exactly the same as before I went in, like a statue. Sister Hong. I walked over and sat down. She didn't turn around, only asked flatly, finished? My back stiffened. I turned to look at her. The firelight illuminated her wheat-colored face, wild and healthy. Her expression was calm, but the tips of her ears were red. Sister Hong, no need to explain. She interrupted and glanced at me. You're doing all this for us. You're the Lord. If you want to do something, you don't need to explain it to anyone. After saying that, she turned back and tightened her grip on the axe. Lu Hong +3, current 45, I was silent for a moment. Sister Hong, I've awakened. What? An S-rank talent, necromancer. Her eyes widened. I told her the description. After listening, she laughed and slapped my shoulder, almost knocking me off the rock. Good kid. Her voice was full of excitement, and her eyes were even a little red. 10 skeleton warriors, all with 10 points in stats. From now on, we won't need to be afraid. I rubbed my shoulder and winced. Sister Hong, go sleep. I'll keep watch. No, you've just awakened. Before she could finish, a deep roar came from deep in the forest, like a drum pounding against the chest, making my heart tighten. We both stood up at the same time. It's here. I checked the time. 2:17 a.m., less than 4 hours since the last wave ended. Didn't they say the invasions come at intervals? Lu Hong didn't answer. Because in the darkness, eyes had already lit up. Green, cold, ghostly light. 1 pair, 2 pairs, 10 pairs. They lined up in a row, like 10 will-o'-the-wisps. Thick limbs, huge heads, and saliva hanging from their mouths. Black bears. I narrowed my pupils. These weren't the kind of gray wolves from the afternoon. An adult black bear has at least 15 points of strength. Its skin is thick and tough. Even axes and blades would feel like a scratch to it. And 10 of them. There was commotion inside the shed. The women screamed and rushed out. Shen Shui was the first to burst out. When she saw the black shadows, her face turned deathly pale, her legs went weak, and she collapsed to the ground. Qian Yufan trembled like chaff. Wu Miling bit her lip and couldn't say a word. Qin Yaji gathered her hair, her face pale but calm. Zhou Jilan slipped out efficiently. Feng Shuaing, in her black dress dragging through the mud, stared fixedly outside. Wang Yinshu adjusted her glasses, her hands shaking as she walked to Qin Yaji's side. We don't have much medical supplies. It's best if no one gets hurt. Lin Xiaolan came out last. Her blush hadn't faded yet, and with the buttons blown off and her clothes not properly fastened, a patch of snow-white skin showed at her collarbone. But no one noticed that. 10. Why are there so many? Lu Hong turned back. Xiaoma, how many can you summon? I took a deep breath. Summonable skeleton warriors, 0 out of 10. No cost, no cooldown, no cooldown. A corner of my mouth lifted. I raised my hand, fingers spread, pointing into the darkness. Summon. The ground in the center of the camp split open. Mud churned and rustled. The women screamed and backed away. A skeleton rose from the earth. Then a second. A third. 10 skeleton warriors stood in a straight line. Their bones were white, flickering with a cold sheen in the firelight. They were over 1.8 meters tall, with sturdy frames. Each held a bone blade in its hand, the blades glowing an eerie blue. In their eye sockets burned 2 clusters of dark green flame, cold and emotionless. 10 ghostly flames stared simultaneously at the black bears outside. The entire scene fell silent. Xin Shui collapsed on the ground, unable to utter a single word. Qian Yufin's eyes bulged like copper bells. Wu Miling's dress had slipped all the way to her thighs, and she didn't even bother pulling it up. Lin Xiaolan froze. She looked at those skeletons, then at her own hands. Her D-rank summon. She could only summon one little mud dog. After 100-fold amplification, it became this. Her eyes reddened, and tears fell. Not from fear. From joy. From the joy of finally being able to help. Lu Hong grinned, revealing a ferocious smile. Xiaoma, your talent is way too insane. I said nothing. I pointed at the black bears. Go. The 10 ghostly flames all trembled at once. The 10 skeletons turned simultaneously, bone blades drawing 10 cold arcs as they charged out. No shouting, no roaring, only the clacking of bones and the howl of blades cutting through the air. They were like 10 bolts of white lightning striking into the darkness. The black bears hadn't expected this kind of opponent. They had come to kill people, but the things before them weren't human, not flesh and blood. They felt no pain and would not retreat. The leading black bear reared up on its hind legs and struck down with a gust of wind from its giant paw, enough to shatter a human skull. The skeleton warrior didn't dodge or block. Its bone blades slashed upward from below, splitting open the bear's abdomen. Black blood and entrails gushed out. At the same time, the bear's paw also smashed into the skeleton's chest. With a crack, 3 ribs broke, and the 10 points of strength. The black bear's head tilted, but it didn't fall. Instead, it was enraged and opened its mouth to bite down. Lu Hong didn't have time to dodge. A skeleton charged in from the side, its bone blades slashing across and tearing open the black bear's throat. Black blood splashed all over Lu Hong's face. She wiped the blood away and grinned at the skeleton. Thanks. The skeleton gave no response, turning around and charging at the next one. On the battlefield, 3 skeletons, for black bears. 4 of them had completely lost the will to fight and scattered in all directions. I wouldn't let them run. Pursue. The 3 skeletons immediately gave chase. The slowest was stabbed through the heart from behind. The second was pincered and stabbed in the ribs by 2 bone blades at the same time. The third, the fastest, vanished into the darkness. The 4th didn't run. It turned and charged toward the camp. Not a charge, a desperate final struggle. Its body was covered in several knife wounds. One front leg was hacked halfway off, and it was limping badly. But it still rushed toward the camp, toward those unarmed women. Screams erupted everywhere. Xin Shui was sprawled on the ground and couldn't get up. Qian Yufin's legs had gone weak, and she couldn't run. Wu Miling tripped and fell after getting caught on a branch. But Chen Yaji didn't run. She crouched down, both hands glowing faintly as she prepared to heal. Wang Yinshu pulled out a scalpel and stood in front of her, her hands shaking but not retreating. Zhou Zhilan took up a hunting knife. Feng Shuai gripped a wooden stick, and they rushed to the front of the women. Their legs were shaking, but they didn't back down. I stood in the center of the camp and raised my hand, pointing at the black bear. I only spat out 4 words, Return of the Dead. The talent activated. The freshly dead black bear corpses on the ground all moved at once. The black bear at the front, the one whose belly had been ripped open, suddenly had a ball of eerie green light ignite inside its chest cavity. The light spilled out from its wound, seeping into its bones and fur. The dead black bear opened its eyes. 2 clusters of eerie green flames burned in its eye sockets, exactly like the skeleton warriors. It stood up. Its abdominal wound was still leaking viscera, but it didn't care, because it was already dead. Return of the Dead revives a creature that has just died, retaining 50% of its attributes from life. Its life strength had been 15, constitution 18, agility 8. Even halved, it was terrifying. Not to mention, I revived 3 at once. 3 undead black bears got up from the ground and turned in unison toward the living black bear. The black bear froze. Watching its companions rise from death, fear flashed in its eyes. It wasn't afraid of death. It was afraid of never resting in peace after death. But it didn't have time to be afraid for long. The 3 undead black bears pounced. Before it could even scream, the black bear fell. The battle was over. The camp returned to silence, with only the crackling of the fire and the women's ragged breathing remaining. 10 black bears lay scattered everywhere, the stench of blood so strong it was nauseating. The 3 skeleton warriors were still standing, their bone blades drenched in black blood. The three undead black bears stood at the edge like three statues. The women collapsed onto the ground. Xin Shui lay face down in the mud, her shoulders rising and falling violently. Qian Yufan was still trembling. Wu Miling looked up at those monsters, utterly disbelieving. Qin Yaji's heart was pounding so hard it felt like it would leap out. Zhou Tingji's fingers were still shaking. Zhou Zhilan and Fang Shuang sat back to back, looking at each other with pure relief at having survived. Wang Yunshu's nurse uniform was soaked through with sweat. Lin Xiaolan stood in front, tears falling uncontrollably. But she was smiling like a child. Lu Hong walked back carrying an axe, its blade still stained with minced flesh. She came up to me and looked down at me from above. We held eye contact for 3 seconds. Then she smiled. Good kid. She slapped my shoulder. You really pulled through. I grinned. The stone in my heart finally fell away. Just then, ping. Global server announcement. Territory number 131 in Zone 13 has successfully defended against the second wave of enhanced monster invasion. Achievement unlocked. Night Battle. All territory members. Attribute points +3. Additional for participants. Attribute points +5. Bronze supply chest ×2. Additional for the Lord. Attribute points +8. Silver supply chest ×2. B-rank talent awakening fragment ×1. S-rank talent evolution fragment ×1. I couldn't suppress the corners of my mouth any longer. Attribute points, supplies, talent fragments. But what excited me most was that S-rank talent evolution fragment. Collect 5 pieces, and you can evolve an S-rank talent into SS rank. My necromancer is S rank right now. What would it become after evolving to SS rank? Would skeleton warriors go from 10 to 100? Would resurrection of the dead go from 50% to 100%? Or would it unlock a new ability? I swallowed hard and stopped overthinking, then started counting. I had a total of 16 attribute points, and without even blinking, I put them all into strength. Strength. 117. A surge of heat flooded into every limb and bone in my body, muscles twitching as my skeleton crackled. I clenched my fist. Now, even without relying on skeletons, I could go head-to-head with the black bear. I opened the silver chest. First chest. Iron longbow, 24 arrows, skill book of precise shooting. Second chest. Chainmail, boots, skill book of sprint. Fully armed, I looked like a general heading into battle. Inside the bronze chest, healing potion, rations, iron dagger, rope. With supplies gathered, I turned around. My gaze swept over those women, and also over the group huddled in the back, Sun Billion and the others. During the battle just now, none of them had stepped forward. I already had my own thoughts about them. Just as I was about to speak, the system rang again. Territory level has reached LV2, new features unlocked. Territory shop, announcement board. Ranking list current territory ranking. Number 1 in District 13, a first place in District 13. I looked at the sky and said, ladies, get some sleep. I'll keep watch for the rest of the night. After saying that, I lay down on top of the undead black bear. Ding. Regional channel has been unlocked. Current region, District 13, for 172,168 people. I opened my eyes. I found myself somehow back inside the shelter. Lin Xiaolan was lying on her side to my right. Her shirt collar was still open, and the snow-white skin beneath her collarbone was dazzling in the morning light. My throat tightened, and I quickly looked away. On the left, Zhou Tingji was curled up with her long hair spread all over the floor. Further over, Zhou Zhilan's apricot pink yoga pants exposed her ankles, so fair they looked like they could be pinched and made to drip water. Fang Shuang was lying on her back, her black dress pulled up to the root of her thigh. Wang Yunshu was leaning against a wooden post, her glasses sliding down the bridge of her nose, and 2 buttons on the neckline of her nurse's uniform were undone. I took a deep breath, forced those thoughts down, and quietly climbed out of the shelter. The morning breeze hit my face, carrying the smell of blood. 10 black bear corpses were still lying there, their black blood dried into dark red stains. 3 skeletons and 3 undead black bears were still standing guard there. Chat channel. I opened it. Countless messages exploded instantly. Zhongwei. Is anyone in District 13? Ma Wan. It's all desert here. I'm dying from the heat. Ma Chong. I saw the global announcement. The first wave of invasions killed nearly 80 million people worldwide. Wang Fong. 80 million? The channel went quiet for a few seconds, then surged again like a tide. Chen Hao. Any big shot willing to carry me? I have a C-rank talent. Ma Chong. Forget it. The distance between territories is far, and it's dangerous once you leave. I frowned slightly. Only 470,000 people had survived in all of District 13. 8 billion people worldwide had lost 80 million in one night. I kept scrolling, and suddenly my pupils contracted. Zhang Lihua, have you noticed? The people speaking in the chat channel all seem to be from In-City. The channel exploded again. Wang Fong, I'm from In-City too. Ma Wan, I'm from a county-level city under In-City. Lu Yang, damn, me too. Wang Lei, is this on purpose by the system? Putting people from the same place together? Something in my mind lit up. Everyone in District 13 was from In-City. Then the people I knew might be nearby. Zhao Lei, I typed quickly. Maimo, Zhao Lei, can you see this? 2 seconds later, a familiar name popped up. Zhao Lei, Maimo. Holy shit, is that you? My heart skipped a beat. Maimo, where are you? Zhao Lei, territory number 88 in District 13. What about you? Maimo, I'm with a group of people. We held off 2 waves of monsters last night. Zhao Lei, 2 waves? We only got 1 over here. I froze. Zhao Lei's side only had 1 wave. My side had 2. Is it because of the territory level? Or because my SSS rank, the system increased the difficulty? I didn't dwell on it for long. Then another name popped up in the channel that made my heart race. Lin Kiki, Maimo? Are you the Maimo from Class 3? I stared at that name. Lin Kiki, the class beauty of Class 3, Year 2 at Anqing Noble School. No, the undisputed #1 beauty in the entire school. 17 years old, 168 centimeters tall, skin so fair it seemed to glow, with a pair of long legs that were straight and slender. Wherever she went, she was the center of attention. I had just connected with Lin Kiki in the channel. Lin Kiki, it really is you. I'm the only one left on my side. Her territory originally had 11 people. 10 died in the first wave. Now she was hiding up in a tree, too afraid to come down. I did a quick mental count. She was in territory 142, more than 10 kilometers from me. Not too far, not too close. Behind me came a rustle. Lin Xiaolan crawled out of the shelter, her hair a mess, the collar of her shirt open, and the red marks from last night still hadn't faded from her collarbone. When she saw me, her face turned red instantly. She lowered her head to pull her collar together. But unfortunately, the buttons had popped off, and no matter how she adjusted it, she couldn't cover it properly. Xiaoma, you're up so early, I smiled. Xiaolan, I have good news for you. The regional channel is open, and I just found Zhao Lei. Her eyes widened sharply, and tears rushed out at once. Xiao Lei, he's still alive. He's in territory 88. He's fine. There's an older brother with B-rank talent leading the group. She grabbed my hand backhanded, her nails digging into the back of my hand. Lin Xiaolan affection +5, current 65. I curled my lips. Auntie, once the territory stabilizes, I'll go bring Zhao Lei over. Eyes red, she looked at me. Xiaoma, you're so good. Those 3 words were so soft, they made my heartbeat skip. At that moment, Sun Billion crawled out of the shelter and started typing furiously. Sun Billion, hubby, you're in 145? I'm in 131. All of us women here are from Anqing. Once you come, we'll all join you. My gaze instantly turned cold. Join you? Qian Yufan and Wu Meiling immediately leaned in to flatter her. Sister Billion, your husband has B-rank talent? Sun Billion lifted her chin. My husband works in building materials. What kind of scene hasn't he seen? Following me is way better than following that little brat. The 2 of them smiled ingratiatingly until they met my eyes. Their smiles froze. Somehow, I had already stood up. A steel blade hung at my waist, a long bow on my back, and my chainmail glinted with a cold sheen. Sun Billion stiffened her neck and pressed on. My husband's B-rank, stronger than your so-called SSS. I walked up to her, looked down at her, and sneered. Sun Auntie, if your husband wants to come, let him come. But there's one thing. I placed my hand on the hilt, my thumb pushing up the guard to reveal a sliver of the blade's cold edge. This territory is mine. If he comes as a guest. Guests should follow the guest's rules. If he dares to act up, I don't mind teaching him whether B-rank or SSS is stronger. Sun Billion's face went deathly pale. Her lips trembled, and she couldn't say a word. Wang Yinshu pushed up his glasses and came to stand beside me. Lu Hong leaned against the shelter entrance, axe in hand, staring at her like she was prey. What's wrong? Sun Billion bit her lip and lowered her head, not daring to look at me again. The channel exploded. Ma Chong. Wait, 131 has more than 10 women, and Ma Mo is the only man. Wang Lei. More than 10 women and 1 man. I'm jealous. I rubbed my forehead and typed. They're all classmates' parents. I'm the younger generation. Zhao Lei, exactly. That's my mom. Stop talking nonsense. The channel went quiet for a second, then completely blew up. Chen Hao Ma Mo, what kind of god-tier luck is this? I didn't have time to deal with them. The system notification suddenly rang out like an explosion. Global announcement. 3rd wave monster invasion countdown. 2 hours. Number doubled, strength plus 50%. I shot to my feet. Last night, it was 10 black bears. Doubled would be 20, and each one's strength would be 22.5. Not enough. The little bit of undead I had was far from enough. I needed more power. I needed connections. Only Lin Xiaolan and Lu Hong were close enough to bond with. Lin Xiaolan had already been linked. I took a deep breath and walked toward Lu Hong. "Aunt Hong, I want to link with you." Lu Hong froze. Her face instantly flushed red to the tips of her ears. What did you say?" "In 2 hours the third wave will arrive. I need your C-rank strong body buff upgraded to SS rank." She was silent for a long time, then lowered her head, her voice so small it sounded like a mosquito's buzz. "Link, how do you link?" My throat tightened. "Exactly what you're thinking." She took a deep breath, looked up with determined eyes. "Then let's try." She grabbed my wrist and dragged me into the shed. "There's no time to waste." My heart pounded like a drum. I glanced back at the camp. Lin Xiaolan stood by the bonfire, her expression complicated. Chen Yaji lowered her head and tidied her hair. Shen Shui covered her mouth, eyes wide. Every woman was watching. Lu Hong yanked down the grass curtain. The shed was very dark, filled with the scent of dry straw mixed with her natural fragrance. She leaned against a wooden post, her chest rising and falling violently. "Come." I walked over. "Aunt Hong, don't talk." She covered my mouth. Her palm was rough with a thin layer of callus, but it was trembling. "Do what you should do." My Adam's apple bobbed. "Sister Hong." She suddenly grabbed my collar and yanked me forward, and I fell into her arms. Dry straw rustled. The wooden post creaked. No one knew how long later. Ding. Link with goddess Lu Hong successful. Lu Hong's favorability plus 30. Current 75 obtained SS rank talent. Warlord. I sat up sharply. Warlord passive war aura. Allies within 50 meters gain plus 100% to all attributes active. Conscription. Converts units into war servants. Plus 200% to all attributes ultimate god of war possession. Host attributes plus 500% for 10 minutes. My hands were shaking. "Aunt Hong." I awakened SS rank. "Warlord." Lu Hong's eyes widened. She slapped my shoulder hard. "Good boy." Countdown. 31 minutes and 28 seconds enough. I lifted the grass curtain and stepped outside. The morning light was blinding. Every woman in the camp was outside, not one missing, all pretending to add firewood or tidy things up. Yet the moment I came out, more than 10 pairs of eyes swept over me at once. Lu Hong came out after me, her hair still loose, hands on her hips as she glanced around. "What are you looking at?" "Never seen anything like it." The women burst into laughter. Wang Yinshu pushed up her glasses. "Lu Hong, everyone in the camp heard what you were just saying." Lu Hong's face turned red instantly. She grabbed a handful of dry grass and threw it over. "Shut up." Lin Xiaolan laughed too, but her smile was a little forced. She glanced at me, then quickly looked away, her fingers trembling. I walked to the center of the camp. The third wave is in 30 minutes. 20 black bears, each with strength 22.5. The laughter stopped abruptly. Sun Billion insisted stubbornly. "My husband is B rank. Even if your husband came, he still wouldn't beat them." I cut her off directly. He'd be hard-pressed to handle even one. She opened her mouth, then met my cold eyes and swallowed the rest of her words. "But you don't need to be afraid." I raised my right hand. War aura. A ring of golden light exploded out from me, centered on my body, spreading to a radius of 50 meters. Everyone in the camp was shrouded in it. Warm currents poured into their limbs, and their muscles tightened. My physique went from 8 to 16. My strength doubled. Chen Yaji lowered her head. My healing output doubled too. Lu Hong clenched her fist, her knuckles cracking loudly. "Xiaomo, this aura of yours is insane." A smile curved at the corner of my lips. The insane part was still behind. I turned to face 10 skeletons and 3 undead black bears. Conscription. The blue ghostly fire in the skeletons' eye sockets flared into blazing gold, and golden patterns emerged across their bones. Golden light spread through the fur of the undead black bears, and metallic flesh began to grow over their wounds. The skeleton's attributes tripled to 30 points. The undead bears, 27 points. 20 black bears with 22.5 strength. Bring as many as you want. I'd kill them all. I drew my long blade. "Everyone, fall back to the center. Leave the rest to me." Lu Hong walked over carrying an axe. "I'll go with you." I nodded. No point refusing. The women retreated to the center of the camp. Lin Xiaolan stood at the front, clutching the hem of her clothes, her knuckles white. Her D-rank summoning had been useless, but she didn't step back. Her spine was straight as a rod. Her meaning was clear. "I'm with you." The ground began to shake. Here they came. 20 of them. The first black bear burst out of the forest, shoulder height at 1.5 meters, eyes blood red, brimming with pure killing intent. The second, the third, they lined up in a fan-shaped encirclement. Unlike last night, there was no fear in the black bear's eyes. The system had wiped out their instincts. I took a deep breath. Battle aura, full power. Golden light surged upward like a miniature sun. 13 streams of gold-green flames swelled at the same time. Charge. The skeleton warriors rushed at the front, bone blades aimed straight for the black bear's throats. One black bear sidestepped, the bone blade slashing across its shoulder blade as black blood sprayed out. A massive paw slapped down, bang. The skeleton staggered back 3 steps, its breastbone cracking, but it did not fall. At 30 points of constitution, it held. The second skeleton thrust in from the side and pierced through its ribs. The black bear collapsed. 1 down, but 19 more charged together. 10 versus 19, each skeleton had to deal with 3 or 4 bears at once. Bone blades and bear paws collided like firecrackers going off. One skeleton was pinned down and had its skull smashed. A second was torn apart 10 seconds later. A third held out for 15 seconds. 13 left. 3 undead black bears lunged forward and slammed head-on into the enemy like 2 trucks colliding. But 3 against 13 couldn't last long. I knew that, so I moved. War God Possession. The ultimate talent activated. A terrifying force exploded from within my body. My muscles swelled, and my bones crackled. 1.78 meters, 1.85, 1.95. In a few seconds, I grew 20 centimeters taller, my shoulders widened by a full circle, and my chainmail strained with squeaks and groans. War God Possession. All attributes plus 500%. All skills consume no resources and have no cooldown. Strength 17 shot up to 102. One punch could blow through a wall. I gripped my longsword tightly, pushed off the ground, and shot forward like a cannonball. My foot stamped a half-meter deep crater into the earth. In less than a second, I appeared before the nearest black bear. The blade was already falling. From the top of its head straight down to its abdomen, like cutting tofu. The black bear split cleanly in 2 in an instant. 1 strike, 2 halves. The entire field fell silent. The remaining 12 black bears let out roars of terror at the same time. Not the roar of battle, but of fear. But I wasn't going to give them a chance to flee. I charged into the bear pack like a tiger among sheep. Every slash claimed a life. 10 seconds. 12 black bears, all dead. I stood in a mountain of corpses and blood, drenched in gore, golden light surging all around me. At the center of the camp, the women were all staring, dumbfounded. Xin Shui was collapsed on the ground, her mouth gaping wide open. Qian Yufan covered her mouth, tears welling in her eyes. Wu Meiling stared at me blankly, as if looking at a god. Qin Yaji's hands were trembling. Lu Hong held an axe and grinned. "Good boy," she said softly, with pride. I turned and walked over, each step causing the ground to tremble slightly. 2 left. I went over and brought my blade down. The last black bear's head rolled to the ground. The battle was over. 20 total, all wiped out. The golden light receded, and my body shrank back to normal. A wave of intense exhaustion surged over me, and my legs went weak. Lu Hong quickly caught me. "You okay?" "I'm fine, just a little tired." War God Possession lasts 10 minutes, with a 24-hour cooldown. The weakness period had arrived, but I didn't care, because I'd won. Server-wide announcement. Territory number 131 in District 13 has achieved a 3-peat. Reward. Attribute points plus 12, golden supply chest times 2, SS rank talent evolution fragment times 1. I put all 12 points into strength. Strength. 1729, 29 points of strength, 29 times that of an ordinary person. Even without a talent, I could kill a black bear with 1 punch. I opened the first golden chest. Blue light blazed painfully bright. Magic Flame Greatsword, Epic. Attack 50 to 70, Strength, Constitution plus 5, deals plus 200% damage to undead. The second chest contained a skill book glittering with golden light. Spatial teleportation, can teleport any one player to the host side. Cooldown, 24 hours. My heartbeat suddenly quickened. The first person that came to mind wasn't Zhao Lei, and it wasn't anyone I knew. It was Lin Kiki, the unanimously recognized top beauty of the entire Anqing Noble School. 17 years old, 168 centimeters tall. I held the skill book in my hand and hesitated for 0.5 seconds. Used it. "Maimo, Kiki, are you still there?" "Lin Kiki, Maimo. You finally came for me. I'm so scared." "Maimo, don't move. Wait for me. Input, Lin Kiki. Confirm." A golden light burst brilliantly from my palm, and a beam of light shot straight into the sky. The women were frightened and stepped back. "What is this? Xiao Mo, what are you doing?" I didn't answer. A figure slowly emerged in the golden light. Slim ankles, straight calves, long black hair draped over her shoulders. Her skin so fair it seemed to glow. A school uniform shirt, plaid short skirt, black knee-high socks. She opened her eyes, and her amber pupils looked like two stars. She looked around in confusion. Black bear corpses all over the ground. A group of stunned middle-aged women, and me covered in blood. Tears welled up in Lin Keek's eyes. Mamo, it really is you. She took 2 steps forward, then her legs gave out, and she collapsed toward me. I reached out and caught her. Her body was light as a feather, and a faint milky scent drifted into my nose. She buried her face in my chest, clutching tightly at my collar, crying so hard she could barely breathe. Wah! I thought I was going to die. I froze, both hands hanging in the air, not knowing where to put them. The atmosphere around us suddenly went quiet. Xin Shui covered her mouth and laughed. Qian Yufan leaned close to Wu Miling's ear. Who is she? So pretty. Probably Ma Mo's classmate. Look at the uniform. TSK, Xiao Mo's luck with women. Keep your voice down. Xin Yaji gathered her hair, her expression complicated. Lin Xiaolan stood at the front, the smile on her face slowly fading. She lowered her head, fingers twisting the hem of her clothes. But she said nothing, only took a deep breath and put her gentle smile back on. Lin Kiki affection plus 40 points on the first meeting. This girl was way too lacking in a sense of security. Anyone would break down after spending a day and a night alone in a territory, watching the people around them die one by one. I gently patted her back. Don't cry. It's okay now. She sniffled and looked up. Really, this is my territory. I'll protect you. She gave a soft then buried her face in my chest again, hugging even tighter. I turned around. Aunt Xiaolan, could you please get some food? Lin Xiaolan froze for a moment, then turned and brought over compressed biscuits and water. Little girl, eat something first. Lin Kiki quietly thanked her and lowered her head to eat in small bites. Lin Xiaolan looked at her, a smile on her lips, but the complicated emotions in her eyes were impossible to hide. I opened the system panel. Territory, LV1 population, 17, 1 male, 16 female, rank, 13th zone, first place. We had just barely survived the third wave. 7 skeleton fragments, and only 1 undead black bear left. With a thought, I summoned them all again, fully revived. But what I lacked most right now wasn't combat power. It was resources. Upgrading the camp required 500 wood and 200 stone. Even if we chopped trees until dark, it still wouldn't be enough. Everyone had to start moving. I clapped my hands and called the women over. 3 things. Chop wood and dig stone. Search for supply crates. Expand the territory. The skeleton warriors picked up axes and charged into the woods. With more than 10 chops per tree, their efficiency was maxed out. The undead black bears went deep into the forest to search for supply crates. The women scattered in different directions. Xin Shui forced out a flattering smile. Xiao Mo, don't worry, Auntie absolutely won't slack off. Lin Xiaolan looked at me, as if she wanted to say something, then hesitated. Xiao Mo, be careful. Lin Kiki obediently followed the team. I went alone, walking out of the camp, not to look for supply crates. I was following Sun Billion. I remembered every word she said in the chat channel clearly. My husband is here. If you follow me, I'm stronger than following that little brat. There must never be any divided loyalties in the territory. The 4th wave of monsters could come at any time. Sun Billion had to be put in her place. I followed the 3 of them 20 paces behind, my steps as light as a cat's. Qian Yufan began complaining. Billion, we've walked too far. What are you afraid of? Sun Billion said without even looking back. My husband will be here soon. After walking a while, a supply crate with a faint blue glow appeared in the open space ahead. Qian Yufan's eyes lit up, and she rushed over. Wu Miling followed and lunged at it too. Wait. Sun Billion shoved them aside. I'll check it first. She opened it. 2 bottles of water, a pack of biscuits, and a small knife. Her hand moved to grab everything at once. A hand came from behind and pressed down on the crate lid. Sun Billion snapped her head around. I looked down at her from above. Mrs. Sun, whoever finds the supplies gets them. I found this. You saw it first. I sneered. They rushed over first, and you shoved them away. I divided the items, water to Qian Yufan, biscuits to Wu Miling, and I tucked the knife at my waist. Sun Billion crouched on the ground, empty-handed, her face livid. You 2 head back first. Qian Yufan and Wu Miling ran off faster than rabbits. Only 2 of us remained in the clearing. Mrs. Sunday. I circled behind her. I saw everything you said in the chat channel. Her body stiffened. You said following you was better than following me. I was just talking nonsense. Just talking nonsense? I sneered. You think I'd believe that? Her shoulders were trembling. I raised my right hand, smack. A slap landed on her butt. Not too hard, not too light, the sound crisp and clear. Sun Billion froze completely. Then, visibly, her face turned red. From her cheeks to the roots of her ears, from her ears to her collarbone. She turned around sharply and stared at me with wide eyes. Shock, humiliation, anger, and something else I had completely not expected, panic. Not the kind of fear. The kind of racing heartbeat, rapid breathing. I frowned. Something was off. Mrs. Sun, say it again. This territory is mine. Behave yourself, and I'll keep you safe. If you have any more ulterior motives, I'll make you regret it. I turned and walked away. After 3 steps, a voice came from behind me. Wait. I looked back. She was still crouching on the ground, head lowered, her ears so red it looked like they might drip blood. You hit me again. I froze. What? She lifted her head. The blush spread from her cheeks to her collarbone, and her eyes shone with watery light. Her expression had completely changed. Not anger, but desire. My mind buzzed. Xiaoma, no, Lord Master. Please. I took a deep breath. I had considered many possibilities. Only one I hadn't expected. Sun Billion was an M. Sun Billion favorability plus 20. Sun Billion favorability plus 15. Sun Billion favorability plus 10. The notification rang out 3 times in rapid succession. My mouth twitched. 1 slap, 35 points. More than Lin Xiaolan had earned after a whole day of hard work. This woman's got issues, huh? But with favorability at 57, I could link her talent now. Sun Billion's talent, D-grade appraisal. Useless in combat, but in a world full of supply crates, its value was immeasurable. After a 100-fold enhancement, it became S-grade appraisal. Could it identify monster weaknesses? Hidden resources? Player talents? I didn't know, but I really wanted to try it. Just not now. Get up, I said coldly. Pack the things and go back. She stood obediently, straightened her skirt, and lowered her head like a grade schooler who had done something wrong. 43 years old, notoriously sharp-tongued, and mean in the parents' group chat. Now, blushing red, calling me master. The contrast made my back tighten. Behave yourself, and I'll keep you safe. If you have any more ulterior motives, I won't. She cut me off, her eyes red-rimmed, but her gaze firm. Master, I swear. I nodded. Come on, let's go back. At the center of the camp, the supplies had piled up into a small mountain. The skeleton had felled nearly 50 trees. The undead black bear had brought back 2 crates. Add in what the women had found, 12 in all. Shen Shui rushed up. Xiaomo, I found a bronze chest. Jin Yufan, me too, 1. Wu Miling, an iron box, water, and a hunting knife. Shin Yaji brought back 2, and in one of the bronze boxes was a skill book. The last one to return was Lin Xiaolan. She had gone the farthest and found the most, 3 boxes. One of them was giving off a silver glow. A rare box. Xiaolan, your luck is way too good, Shen Shui exclaimed. Lin Xiaolan's face was red as she placed the rare box on top and ran to my side, whispering, Xiao Mo, am I amazing? Her voice was soft and coquettish. I nodded. Aunt Xiaolan is amazing. Lin Xiaolan blushed even more and lowered her head, snickering to herself. At the back of the crowd, Lin Kiki was huddled up, clutching an iron box. She had searched all day and found only this one box. Inside was a bottle of water and half a pack of biscuits. She thought I would look down on her, and her eyes were already turning red. I walked over and rubbed her head. Even 1 counts as a contribution. She almost burst into tears. After tallying everything up, 12 ordinary boxes, 2 rare boxes, plus the one brought back by the undead black bear, 13 in total. Sun Billion was crouched in a corner with empty hands. She hadn't found anything all day, and I had already slapped her once. I glanced at her and said nothing. Open them all. Blue light and silver light flashed in a blaze, and supplies piled up like a mountain. 1 skill book, precision shooting. The first rare box, crossbow turret blueprint, rare, attack power 30 to 40, 1 shot every 3 seconds. Automatic attack, upgradable. My pupils contracted. Automatic turret. Even if I were asleep, it could still bombard monsters. The second rare box, architecture plus strength potion. I drank it directly. Strength, 2930. I clenched my fist, and crackling sounds rang out. 1 punch could smash through a wall. Get to work this afternoon. Aunt Hong, go dig stone. Aunt Yaji, cut down trees. The rest, set up tents. That afternoon was explosively efficient. Lu Hong, with a body full of skeleton-like strength, carried 100-pound stones like it was nothing. Stone supplies shot past 230, and timber surged to 580. I selected 3 turret positions in a triangular formation. The ground shook, and in 1 minute, 3-meter-tall crossbow towers rose from the earth. Ammunition, infinite attack mode, automatic infinite ammo. This was an untiring sharpshooter. Upgrade the territory. Golden light patterns sprouted from the soil, and the light wall grew thicker and taller. Territory upgraded LV2 New Edition. Private room at last. I didn't have to squeeze in with over a dozen people anymore. I built a wooden house, closed the door, and lay on the bed with a long sigh of relief. Knock, knock, knock. Xiao Mo, are you in there? Lin Xiaolan pushed the door open and came in. 2 buttons of her shirt were undone, revealing a patch of white skin at her collarbone. She sat by my bed. Tonight, can I sleep here? Sleeping with you last night felt especially reassuring. Her voice grew softer and softer. A 38-year-old married woman, blushing while saying that. Who could resist it? But I refused. Not because I didn't want to, but because tonight I had another big thing to do. Tomorrow, I said. After she left, I pulled a rainbow glowing card out from the supplies pile. Talent enhancement card. Rare. Use it on myself? SS to SSS still required 5 fragments, and I only had 1. I'd save it for someone who needed it more. A series of faces flashed through my mind. Chen Yaji's beauty skill, Zhou Tingji's soundwave ability, Shen Shui's gathering. All of them had limited use. Sun Billion, D-rank appraising skill. My breathing quickened. What I lacked most right now wasn't combat power, but information. Appraisal skills are essentially identification. Identifying items, resources, monster weaknesses, player talents, all of it. If it were upgraded to SS rank, it would be like having a full map cheat. I grabbed the card and headed out. By the campfire, Sun Billion was huddled alone at the farthest spot, isolated. I walked over, sat down, and handed her the card. For you. She froze, eyes widening. For me? Yeah. Your appraisal skill is very important. What we lack most is information. I need you to help me scout resources and monsters. Can you do it? Tears splashed onto the card as she nodded hard. Yes. 7 colored lights surged into her body. Appraisal skill, DC. Can detect resource points within 100 meters, monsters within 50 meters. Affection plus 15 plus 8, current 80. I got up to leave, and she grabbed my hem. Master, tonight, can I go to your room? The campfire reflected on her face, and she blushed all the way to her collarbone. A 43-year-old woman, her eyes full of shimmering tears. I nodded. Come on. She followed behind me through the camp. The campfire area exploded. The piece of meat in Shun Shui's hand fell. Shinyaji had water spilling from the corner of her mouth. Lin Xiaolan's water bottle was crushed out of shape, and her face instantly turned pale. Lu Hong's lips curled slightly, and the hand holding the axe tightened. Lin Keek's cookie fell to the ground. She crouched to pick it up, tears dropping down. She didn't understand why she wanted to cry. The door closed, and the world fell silent. Sun Billion pressed her back against the door, her legs going weak. Master, call me Xiaomo. I helped her to the bed. Aunt Sun, after linking, your talent can reach SS rank. She stared wide-eyed. SS. Mine. She turned and cupped my face. Xiaomo, link with me. She closed her eyes. I leaned down and kissed her. The host and the goddess Sun Billion have linked. Affection plus 15, current 95. Obtained SS rank talent. Omniscient domain. I suddenly sat up. Passive, all-seeing eyes. Omniscient vision within Lu Hong patted the side of the bed. Come here. The warmth from both sides pressed in at the same time. Lu Hong had already placed her hand on my thigh. Xiao Mo, has Xiaolan's affection level reached 100? I glanced at the system. 65 out of 100. No, then keep nurturing it. Lin Xiaolan also took my hand. Xiao Mo, can I stay tonight? Lu Hong burst out laughing. Xiaolan, your voice last night was heard all over the camp. Your voice in the afternoon wasn't exactly small either. I did it on purpose. I wanted them to know that Xiao Mo is mine. The two stared at each other, sparks flying. I was drenched in sweat. How about both of you together? Lu Hong loosened the strap of her tank top, and Lin Xiaolan followed by unbuttoning her shirt. My mind completely exploded. That night was very long. On the floor, Sun Billion felt a surge of pride in her heart. Master is amazing. At dawn, system prompts popped up. Lin Xiaolan affection 80, Lu Hong 85, Sun Billion 100, already at the cap. Right after that, a rapid notification woke me up. Global announcement. Countdown to the 4th wave of monster invasion. 3 hours. Boss. Forest Giant Wolf King. Elite grade strength 80. Constitution 75. Agility 60. I sat up abruptly. Strength 80. 20 points higher than mine. But with War Aura doubled, I could reach 120. Add God of War possession, and it would jump straight to 300. Killing this boss would be more than enough. But the problem was, every territory could fight for it. I opened all-knowing domain. Boss location, 3 kilometers southeast, currently heading toward my territory. It would arrive in 2 hours, 1 hour earlier than the announcement. Zhao Lei was in the northwest. And there was one unexpected location. Territory 145, Sun Jiangwo, B-rank talent, Sun Bilian's husband. More than 20 light points. I stared at that light point for a few seconds, then looked away. This wasn't the time to think about that. When I walked out of the room, the morning light was blinding. I clapped my hands. Ladies, something important. The fourth wave is a boss battle, the forest giant wolf king. Strength 80. The women's expressions changed. Can we beat it? We can. My voice was calm. I have double war aura, 5-fold god of war possession, 3 turrets, 10 skeletons, and 3 undead black bears. I can kill this boss. I looked at Sun Bilian, but I need its exact location. Sun Bilian's pupils flashed gold. 2 kilometers southeast, arriving in an hour and a half. Weak point, old injury on the left hind leg and the eyes. It also has 10 elite wolves with it. Xin Shui widened her eyes. How do you know so clearly, Sister Bilian? Sun Bilian glanced at me. Xiao Mo gave me the talent upgrade card. I can detect within 1,000 meters. Xiao Mo is so good to you. Sun Bilian lowered her head, but the corners of her mouth curled up. I cut them off and assigned tasks. Lu Hong hefted her axe and flicked her high ponytail. Boss? Finally something worth fighting. The red marks on Lin Xiaolan's neck couldn't be hidden no matter what. She asked softly, Xiao Mo, my summoning skill is still D rank. Can I be of any help? I opened the panel, B rank awakening fragment, 4 out of 5. I private messaged Zhao Lei. Do you have a B rank fragment? Yes. I'll send it over right away. Xiaolan, you'll be able to rank up to B soon. Lin Xiaolan's eyes lit up. What can? A B rank summon. Don't know, but it'll definitely be stronger than a little mutt. Blushing, she slapped me lightly. You're still laughing? After walking for half an hour, all-knowing domain showed the boss was less than 1 kilometer away. Prepare for battle. I'll take the lead. Aunt Hong, clear the elite wolves. Xiaolan, stand by. Yaji and Yinshu, heal. Tingji, range support. Xylan and Shuaying, protect the rear. The forest shook violently as the giant wolf burst out. It stood 2.5 meters tall at the shoulder, with silver-gray fur and blood-red eyes, an old wound on its left hind leg. Behind it were 10 elite wolves, black as lightning. War aura, full power. Golden light erupted. Recruit. God of war possession. I shot up from 1.78 meters to 2.05 meters, and my chainmail creaked as it was stretched tight. Strength, 120600. The giant wolf king stopped, and for the first time, fear appeared in its eyes. But it raised its head and roared. Enemy attribute minus 20%. The women's faces turned pale. I stood motionless. Go. The skeleton warrior charged straight for the wolf king's old wound on its left hind leg, and black blood spurted out. The undead black bear held back the elite wolves. Lu Hong split open a wolf's head with one axe. Zhou Tingji shot out a wolf's eye with one arrow. Suddenly, the wolf king locked onto Zhou Tingji and turned into a streak of silver lightning, rushing at her. In a split second, golden light flashed around me, and I blocked in front of her, swinging my long blade horizontally. Uft! The blade severed 3 cervical vertebrae, and black blood splashed everywhere. The giant wolf king crashed to the ground. One slash. A single slash with 600 points of strength severed the boss's neck. The entire scene fell silent. Lu Hong held her blood-stained axe and grinned. Nice one, kid. Zhou Tingji stared at me in a daze. Thank you. Zhou Tingji affection plus 15. Global announcement. Territory number 131 in District 13 has achieved the first kill on a boss. Rewards. Attribute points plus 20. Platinum supply chest times 1. SS rank times 2. S rank times 2. B rank times 2. All attribute points into strength. 6080. Open the equipment chest. Wolf King battle armor, epic grade. Constitution plus 15. Strength plus 5. Reflects 50% of damage with a 20% chance. Put it on immediately. Open the platinum chest. Territory upgrade card. Use it directly. The earth rumbled, and the golden light wall expanded from 2 meters to 3 meters. Territory upgraded to LV3. New additions. Blacksmith shop, alchemy room, training ground. Just then, warning. Hidden boss detected. Silvermane Wolf Queen, elite grade. Strength 90. Constitution 85. Agility 65. Mate's death triggered revenge. All attributes plus 20%. A shrill howl came from deep within the forest. Lu Hong tightened her grip on the axe. There's another one. In the all-seeing domain, the Wolf Queen's attributes surged to Strength 108, Constitution 102, Agility 78. Behind her were still 20 elite wolves. Weak points: abdomen, pregnant, damage plus 100%, throat. Distance: 800 meters. My pupils shrank. Unfortunately, God of War possession was on cooldown. The only things I could use now were war aura and recruitment. But I didn't panic. Everyone listen up. Ant Sun, report positions. Ant Hong, lead the skeletons to hold off the elite wolves. Yaji and Yinshu, heal. Tingji, shoot through the defensive line. Lin Kiki, return to the camp and guard the turrets. Lin Kiki opened her mouth, but in the end swallowed her words back. After running a few steps, she looked back. Ma-mo, be careful. The hem of her school skirt fluttered in the wind. The forest shook violently. A giant silver wolf burst out, nearly 3 meters at the shoulder, silver-white fur, golden eyes burning with the flames of revenge, its belly slightly protruding. It was pregnant. War aura. Recruit. The flames in the skeleton warrior's eye sockets shifted from gold-green to gold-red, and its attributes surged to 120. The silver-mane wolf queen's golden eyes locked tightly onto me. It had smelled its mate's blood on this blade of mine. It raised its head and howled. Revenge, silver-mane storm. Silver-white light exploded, countless silver needles shooting everywhere, felling trees at the waist. Lin Xiaolan had the lowest constitution and was directly knocked to the ground. Her shirt was torn, and blood stained the fabric red. My expression darkened. I had to end this quickly. Skeletons, hold off the elite wolves. Black Bear, come with me to fight the Wolf Queen. But the Wolf Queen's combat skills far surpassed the undead. With a sideways dodge, it bit through the neck of one black bear. One was gone in 10 seconds. In 30 seconds, all 3 undead black bears were wiped out. I gripped my long blade, kicked off the ground, and shot out like a cannonball. A fraction of a second later, I appeared at the Wolf Queen's side and swept my blade across its abdomen. The Wolf Queen evaded sideways, but it was still cut open by a deep gash. It let out a pained roar, and a trace of fear flashed in its golden eyes. It wasn't afraid of the pain. It was sensing movement within the fetus in its womb. The Wolf Queen went berserk. Bloodthirsty rampage, first claw. I blocked with my blade and was knocked back 3 steps. Second claw. 3 claw marks were ripped across my armor. Third claw. My knee buckled, and the ground cracked beneath me. Fourth claw. I dropped to one knee, and a crack appeared in my blade. Fifth claw. The giant claw, gleaming with silver light, came crashing down at my head. In the nick of time, an arrow shot through the air and struck the Wolf Queen's left eye dead on. The Wolf Queen let out a piercing scream, and the 5th claw missed its mark. I looked back. Zhou Tingji stood in the rear line, her fingers trembling slightly, but her gaze was incomparably firm. Zhou Tingji favorability plus 10, I sprang up from the ground, my long blade heading straight for the Wolf Queen's throat. The Wolf Queen dodged, and its throat was sliced open. I followed immediately with another strike, plunging the blade into its abdomen. Black blood and amniotic fluids surged out together. The fetus inside the Wolf Queen suffered a fatal injury. It let out a desperate howl. No rage, no madness, only heart-wrenching grief. It had lost its mate, and now it was about to lose its child too. The flames of revenge in its golden eyes were extinguished. It no longer attacked. It lowered its head and licked the wound on its abdomen, as if trying to comfort the child within. Then it raised its head and looked at me with its one remaining eye. That gaze was so calm it broke the heart. As if saying, "Kill me." My hand holding the blade paused. I hesitated for 0.5 seconds. Then I brought the sword down and severed the Wolf Queen's head. Its body crashed to the ground. From the wound in its abdomen, a barely formed wolf pup slipped out, curled up in the pool of blood. The remaining elite wolves had their revenge stagechichu and fled in all directions. The skeletal warriors chased after them and slaughtered them all. Server-wide announcement. Territory number 131 in Area 13 has slain the hidden boss, Silver-maned Wolf Queen. Achievement: Hidden. Killer. Reward: Attribute points plus 25, Diamond Supply Chest times 1, SSG times 3, SG times 3, BG times 3, Territory Upgrade Card times 1. 6 SSE can be combined. 7 SG can be combined. 9 BG can be combined. Now I had 2 Territory Upgrade Cards. 25 Attribute points, all added to Strength. 85 110. With War God Possession, it could reach 550. I opened the hidden boss gear chest. A streak of silver light flashed. Silver-maned Cloak, Epic Defense 30 to 40, Agility plus 15, Mind plus 10. Movement Speed plus 20%, Jump Height plus 50%. Special Effect: when taking a fatal injury, automatically triggers a 3-second invincibility shield, cooldown 24 hours. My pupils contracted sharply. This cloak, it was a life-saving divine item. Without another word, I threw the silver-maned cloak over myself. The silver-white cloak shimmered with a metallic sheen under the sunlight, its edges trimmed with a ring of wolf mane. Agility 4 surged to 19, Mind 4 surged to 14. War Aura doubled, Agility 38, Mind 28. War God Possession multiplied it by 5, Agility 95, Mind 70. So satisfying. My speed finally caught up. I opened the diamond chest again. A flash of light revealed something that made my heartbeat race. SSG Talent Evolution Card. Can evolve SS into SSS. The only SSSG. I held the card, my fingers trembling. But I didn't use it. Warlord was already strong enough. I'd save it for now. I still had an SS evolution card, so I could first push another talent to SSS. For example, Sun Billion's all-knowing domain. How far could its detection radius expand? 5,000 meters. 10,000 meters. The entire area? I wanted to try, but not now. A message popped up in the chat channel. Xiaolei, I'm here. I've been blocked by the turrets. Hurry and let me in. I smiled and turned to Sun Billion. Aunt Sun, the one outside is my classmate. She closed her eyes and scanned, and the crossbow bolts from the 3 turrets were instantly retracted. Not long after, Xiaolei rushed out of the forest. Tall and thin, with black-rimmed glasses, a wrinkled school uniform, and mud all over his pant legs. He slapped my shoulder and said, "Holy shit. 3 turrets? Your camp is insane." Not bad. Not bad. Xiaolei stared. I only have a few broken wooden huts over there. Last night, I almost got eaten by wolves. Wasn't there a B-rank big bro leading the team? He got taken out yesterday afternoon, and their territory was occupied too. Only 7 or 8 people are left hiding in the woods. Zhao Lei's expression darkened. The guy was masked, and from his accent, he was local to Anqing. I patted his shoulder. Don't think about it for now. Your mom's here. Zhao Lei's eyes lit up. Where's my mom? I pointed toward the campfire. Lin Xiaolan was standing there, her shirt stained with blood, gauze wrapped around her neck, her eyes red. Mom. Zhao Lei rushed over and hugged her. Zhao Lei, are you okay? Mom, how did you get hurt? Just a small injury. Xiao Mo bandaged me up. Lin Xiaolan looked at me, her eyes full of gratitude. Zhao Lei turned and held out his hand to me. Bro, thanks. No problem. Zhao Lei favorability plus 20. Brotherhood, the corner of my mouth twitched. The system even counts this? I took out 5 B-rank awakening fragments and fused them into a silver glimmering card. B-rank talent awakening card, Aunt Xiaolan, come here. Lin Xiaolan froze. This is for me. Yeah. Your summoning skill jumped straight from D rank to B rank. Xiao Mo, this is too precious. Take it. You need it, and I need you too. She looked up into my eyes, her peach blossom eyes shimmering with tears. She nodded and used the card. Silver light surged into her body, and an additional silver halo appeared deep in her pupils. D-rank summoning skill, B-rank summoning skill. Can summon elite-level summoned beasts, attributes 20 times that of an ordinary person 20 times. Lin Xiaolan gaped. More than that. I shook my head. With the war aura doubled and conscription tripled, 120 strength points. Stronger than the skeleton warrior. Her eyes lit up like stars. What can I summon? Try it. She took a deep breath, palm facing upward, and activated her talent. Silver flames rose. A massive silver-white wolf walked out of the light. It stood nearly 1.8 meters at the shoulder, with silver-white fur and golden eyes identical to Wolf Queen's. But it was a size smaller. The giant wolf walked up to her and lowered its head to nuzzle her hand. Zhao Lei's mouth dropped open enough to fit an egg. Mom, you summoned a wolf? Lin Xiaolan looked down at the silver wolf, smiling like a child. Xiao Mo, I summoned it. Aunt Xiaolan, impressive. Her face flushed red. You're the impressive one. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do anything. Lin Xiaolan favorability plus 10, current 90-90. 10 more points to 100. I opened the panel and fused the remaining fragments. The S-rank evolution card and SS rank evolution card would stay for now. There were still 4 B-rank awakening fragments left, 1 short. I looked around. Lu Hong was skinning the wolf to make leather armor. Zhou Tingji was sorting arrows. Zhou Zhilan and Fang Shuang were bandaging each other. Wang Yinshu was changing Lin Xiaolan's dressing. Chen Yaji was inventorying supplies. Shen Shui and the others were roasting meat. The aroma filling the air. Sun Billion had her eyes closed while keeping watch, and Lin Kiki was holding a cookie and staring at me the whole time. Zhao Lei squatted by the fire, stuffing his face with meat. Ma Mo, your life is way too good. You've got food, drink, turret defenses, and so many beauties. I slapped the back of his head. Eat your food. He chuckled, but his eyes secretly glanced over the ladies, finally landing on Lin Kiki. Holy crap, Lin Kiki! Zhao Lei nearly choked on the meat. Why is she here? I saved her. Zhao Lei gave me a thumbs up. Damn. I walked to the center of the camp and clapped. Ladies, come over for a second. The women gathered around. Everyone worked hard in today's boss battle. I paused. The rewards aren't just mine, they're for everyone. The women's eyes all lit up. Aunt Hong. I handed Lu Hong a B rank awakening fragment. Once you collect 5, your C rank endurance can upgrade to B rank. She took it, her ears turning red. Thanks. Lu Hong favorability plus 5, current 90, Aunt Yaji. S rank evolution fragment. Plus 15, Aunt Tingji. Fragment dot, plus 10, Aunt Jilan, Aunt Shuang, Aunt Yinshu. 1 B rank for each dot each plus 10, Aunt Sunday. S rank evolution fragment. She took it with trembling fingers. Thank you. Master. The last 2 words were so soft only the 2 of us could hear. Sun Billion favorability has reached the maximum. Aunt Shun, Aunt Qian, Aunt Wu. 1 attribute potion for each dot each plus 8, Lin Kiki. Healing potion. For self-defense. Thank you. Her voice was as tiny as a mosquito's. Lin Kiki favorability plus 10, current 50. Finally, I looked at Lin Xiaolan and handed her the last B rank fragment. Collect 5 fragments, and the summoning skill can be upgraded to A rank. She took it, eyes red. Xiao Mo, thank you. Lin Xiaolan favorability plus 5, current 95. Just 5 more to go. The sky had turned dark, and the campfire was lit. I sat down and drank some water. Zhao Lei squatted beside me, gnawing on meat. Mosey, that undead summoner talent. Was it awakened by you? I nearly spat out my water. Xiao Lei, you should ask your mom about that. Ha! Lu Hong, who had somehow come over, patted his shoulder and gave him a meaningful look. Ask my mom. What do you mean? Zhao Lei looked confused. Lin Xiaolan's face was already completely red. Lu Hong curled her lips. Just ask your mom. How the summoning skill went from D rank to B rank. Zhao Lei turned to look at his mother. Lin Xiaolan's face was red all the way to her neck, twisting the hem of her clothes and unable to speak. Mom. Huh. Her eyes darted around. How did your summoning skill become B rank? That. Xiao Mo helped me. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito's. How did he help you? He used a talent enhancement card. Zhao Lei glared. That's a rare item. Where did Mosey get it? Lin Xiaolan lowered her head even more. Zhao Lei turned to me. Mosey, where did you get it? Dropped by a boss. And you gave it to my mom? Yeah. Why? Your mom's talent is useful. Useful? My mom's D rank only summons a little earth dog. What's useful about that? I curved my lips. Take another look now. Lin Xiaolan activated her talent. Silver light burst open, and a giant silver-white wolf stepped out from the light. It stood 1.8 meters at the shoulder, with clear golden eyes. Zhao Lei's roasted meat fell to the ground with a thud. K? He staggered back 2 steps. Mom, what the hell is this thing? Silver wolf. This damn thing is a monster. Bigger than yesterday's boss. Not bigger than a boss. I laughed. The boss was 3 meters. And 1.8 meters isn't far off. This wolf's attributes are 20 times that of an ordinary person. Add my war aura and it doubles. 40 times the strength. Even fiercer than the skeleton warrior. Zhao Lei looked at the wolf, then at his mother, then at me, his expression priceless. So you turn my mom's D rank into B rank, and she can summon this thing? Right. What's this war aura? My other talent. Another one. How many do you have? I thought about it. 3. 3. Normal people only have 1. SSS rank talent. It can link with goddesses and take the other party's talents for my own use. Zhao Lei fell silent for 10 seconds. Then he slowly turned to Lin Xiaolan. Mom, you and Mosey linked? Lin Xiaolan's face instantly burned. Xiao Lei, it was to improve combat power. So you really linked? Zhao Lei looked at me again. Mosey, tell me the truth. How many did you link with? A few. How many is a few? 4 or 5. Zhao Lei's mouth twitched. Which 4 or 5? I didn't answer, only glanced at the women by the campfire. Zhao Lei counted them one by one, his face growing darker and darker. Mosey, you didn't link with the moms of all my classmates, did you? No, just a few. Which ones? I patted his shoulder. Xiao Lei, there are some things you'd better not know. Zhao Lei twitched a few times and took a deep breath. Fine, I won't ask. It's good as long as my mom's okay. He picked up the roasted meat, blew off the ash, and kept eating. Lin Xiaolan's eyes reddened. She crouched in front of Zhao Lei and touched his face. Xiao Lei, you've lost weight. Mom, you've lost weight too. Were you hurt? Just a small injury. Xiaoma bandaged me. Zhao Lei looked at me, then nodded. Thanks. It's nothing. Late at night, the bonfire gradually died down. The women returned to the tents. Zhao Lei was dragged into their tent by Xin Shui. There are wolves outside. Do you want to feed yourself to them? Lively chatter and Zhao Lei's embarrassed laugh came from inside the tent. I smiled and walked to a big rock at the edge of camp to keep watch. The night wind was cool, and beast howls occasionally echoed in the distance. But I wasn't afraid. 3 turrets glowed with a cold, sinister light. 10 skeleton warriors had green-gold flames flickering in their eyes, and 3 undead black bears crouched at the entrance like statues. The camp was very safe. Footsteps sounded behind me. Light, soft, hesitant. Lin Xiaolan. She sat down beside me. Moonlight shone on her face, making it glow white. Xiaoma Xiaolei, he knows. Knows, then he knows. It was only a matter of time. Aren't you afraid he'll be mad? He just said he wouldn't ask. That guy talks big, but he's clear-minded. Just as I was about to close my eyes and rest, I heard footsteps again. This time there were several. Zhou Xilan, Feng Shuiying, Wang Yinshu. The 3 women emerged from the tents and walked over in a line. All of them were wearing sleepwear. Zhou Xilan wore a lotus-pink silk night dress, semi-transparent under the moonlight. Feng Shuiying wore black lace, her long hair hanging over her shoulders. Wang Yinshu's pink blouse was buttoned only to the 3rd button. 3 different styles of charm, lined up side by side. My mouth twitched. You guys not sleeping? Zhou Xilan said softly. Can't sleep. Want to talk to you. Feng Shuiying smiled. You've linked with Sister Xiaolan, Sister Hong, and Sister Billion. When's it our turn? I froze. You guys want to link too? Why not? Wang Yinshu pushed up her glasses. If our talent gets raised to S or SS, it'll definitely be useful. And we also want to be like Sister Xiaolan and the others, standing beside you instead of hiding behind. I was silent for a few seconds. You've thought it through? We have. No regrets. No regrets. Fine. Not tonight. I'm on watch. Tomorrow. Deal. Zhou Xilan's eyes lit up. Feng Shuiying held out her pinky. Pinky swear. I smiled and hooked mine with hers. The 3 turned and went back. After a few steps, Zhou Xilan looked back. Xiaoma, good night. Good night. Muted laughter came from inside the tent. What do you think? Who will he link with first tomorrow? Definitely me. My chest is the biggest. What use is having a big chest? My legs are longer. You two stop arguing. Mine is the smallest. You're 16 years older than Xiaoma, and you still say you're the smallest? Among us, I really am the smallest. My mouth twitched again. These women. The moon climbed overhead, and silver light spilled across the land. That silver wolf was dozing beside the bonfire, its fur shimmering faintly. I looked at it, and suddenly had an idea. I opened the system panel and found Lin Xiaolan. Maimo, Xiaolan auntie, are you asleep? A few seconds later. Lin Xiaolan, not yet. What's wrong? Maimo, come out for a bit. The tent flap lifted, and Lin Xiaolan slipped out. She wore an off-white silk blouse and a plain long skirt, her hair loose, her face slightly red, her eyes bright. What is it? I pointed at the silver wolf and asked her, does this thing really listen to you? Yes, we're mentally connected. Have it go on patrol. You sit here. With just one look from her, the silver wolf got up and left. Lin Xiaolan sat beside me, shoulder to shoulder. Xiaoma, you call me out just for this. Wanted to talk to you. She blushed and fiddled with the hem of her skirt. Talk about what? Talk about your past. She fell silent for a few seconds, then sighed. There's not much to say. I grew up ordinary, worked an ordinary job, got married and had children ordinarily. And then, my husband cheated, so I got divorced and raised Xiaolei alone. I was exhausted like a dog. Does Xiaolei know? No, he thinks his dad is on a business trip. I understood. And you? She looked at me. An ordinary person. You're not ordinary anymore. She smiled gently. Lord, SSS talent, and more than a dozen ants following you. And you? I said. She froze, her face turning red again. What am I worth? You're the first person who believed in me. When I had nothing, you were willing to give yourself to me. That's more important than SSS talent. Her eyes reddened, tears welling up. Xiao Mo, don't say that. I'm going to cry. Cry then. I'm here. She buried her face in the crook of my shoulder and cried silently. Xiao Mo, thank you for showing up. Without you, I would have died on the first night. Don't say that. I tightened my arms around her. I won't let you die. She looked up, eyes brimming with tears. Under the moonlight, the tears on her lashes looked like pearls. Xiao Mo, can you kiss me? My throat bobbed, and I lowered my head. Not her forehead, not her cheek. Her lips. Her whole body melted in my arms, both hands around my neck. It took a long time before we parted. Her face was so red it seemed ready to drip blood, and she lowered her head, but the corners of her mouth were lifted high. Lin Xiaolan favorability +2, current 100. A burst of golden light exploded from her body like a small sun. Golden patterns spread across her entire body, then merged into it after more than 10 seconds. She opened her eyes, and a streak of golden light had appeared deep within her pupils. Summoning arts advanced from B rank to A rank. My attributes doubled directly. Strength 110 became 220, Constitution 31 became 62, Agility 19 became 38, Mind 14 became 28. With War Aura, everything doubled again. With God of War Possession, it increased fivefold. Strength 1100, Constitution 310, Agility 190, Mind 140. I clenched my fist, my knuckles cracking. Even without God of War Possession, I could smash a boss to death with one punch. Xiaomo, did I get stronger? Yeah. She smiled like a child and fell asleep against my shoulder. This woman was 20 years older than me, and she was my classmate's mother. Before, every time I saw her, I would respectfully call her Aunt Xiaolan. Now she was leaning against my shoulder, sleeping like a child. I draped my coat over her and closed my eyes. The next morning, I was awakened by the commotion. She was gone, and the coat was neatly folded. The women were gathered around the campfire, discussing it. Why did this wolf get bigger? Its fur changed from silver white to gold. I pushed through the crowd. The wolf was bigger than last night. Its shoulder height was 2 meters, and its body length was 4 meters. Its golden fur gleamed in the morning light, and its eyes were gold red like 2 balls of fire. Golden-maned Wolf King, Elite Grade, Strength 50, Constitution 45, Agility 35, Mind 15 Skills, Wolf King Roar, Golden-maned Shield with War Aura doubled to 100, and then recruitment tripled it, 300 strength points. Far stronger than the skeleton soldier by countless times. Aunt Xiaolan, your summon has leveled up. Lin Xiaolan stroked the golden wolf. The wolf lowered its head and nuzzled her hand, making a purring sound in its throat like it was acting spoiled. Its strength plus my bonus can reach 300 points, even stronger than the Wolf Queen. The women's eyes widened. 300 points. Shun Shue's voice was trembling. That's enough to punch a boss to death. Pretty much. Sister Xiaolan, you're amazing. Qian Yufan was envious. An A-rank summoning art. There are only a few like that in all of Zone 13. Wu Meiling chimed in. Lin Xiaolan blushed, her voice as soft as a mosquito's. It's Xiao Mo who's amazing. Lin Xiaolan favorability has reached the maximum maxed out. I clapped my hands. Today we upgrade the territory. We're at LV3 now. To reach LV4, we need 5,000 wood, 2,000 stone, 200 iron ingots, and 50 mithril ingots. Aunt Hong, take the skeleton soldiers to chop wood, 3,000 wood. Lu Hong nodded. Leave it to me. Yaji Auntie, take people to dig stones, 1,500 stone materials. Chin Yaji. Okay. Sun Auntie, use all-knowing domain to prospect for ore. Sun Billion closed her eyes for a few seconds. Iron ore, 500 units, 3 kilometers southeast. Mithril ore, 50 units, 5 kilometers due north. Xiaolan Auntie, take the Golden Mane Wolf King to dig iron ore. Lin Xiaolan nodded. Zhilan Auntie, Shuang Auntie, Yinshu Auntie, come with me to the mithril mine. The three looked at each other and all smiled. Zhou Zhilan spoke first, her voice soft and delicate. Xiaomo, taking us on a date? Fang Shuang teased. A date, and you're bringing 2 third wheels? Wang Yinshu pushed up her glasses, dead serious. I'm not a third wheel. I'm the medic. The corners of my mouth twitched. Quit messing around. This is serious business. After breakfast, I led the 3 of them out. The forest grew denser and denser. Sunlight mottled through the leaves. Zhou Zhilan was on my right, Fang Shuang on my left, Wang Yinshu behind me. 3 distinct charms. Xiaoma, Zhou Zhilan said. About last night, when you said you'd link with us, does it still count? It counts. When Fang Shuang leaned in. After we find the mithril mine. Who goes first? Wang Yinshu asked. We'll talk about it then. After walking for an hour, all-knowing domain showed that the mithril mine was 500 meters ahead. Warning, 5 stone golems, elite class. Strength 60, Constitution 80, Agility 10, Weakness, core in the chest, my skin tightened. What's wrong? Zhou Zhilan asked softly. 5 stone golems are guarding the mine. The 3 of them changed expression. Can we beat them? Fang Shuang gripped her dagger tightly, her hand trembling. Yes. I drew my blade. Stay behind me. How's that any different from staying at camp? Wang Yinshu pushed her glasses. I was silent for a second. Fine. You 3 finish them off. Stab the core with your daggers. I took a deep breath and walked toward the mine. Less than 100 meters in, the ground trembled. 5 3-meter-tall stone men burst out. each with a fist-sized blue crystal embedded in its chest. War aura, fully on. Golden light exploded outward, and my strength shot from 220 to 440. Summon. 10 skeleton warriors crawled up from the ground, the flames in their eye sockets shifting from gold green to gold red. Their attributes rose from 60 to 120. Go. The skeletons charged, bone blades aiming straight for the stone golems. You're 2 years older than Jalan, but not as pretty. The 3 women were daydreaming. The skeleton's efficiency was astonishing. With each swing, it shaved off a huge chunk. In less than 2 hours, all 50 units of mithril had been mined. I opened the panel, with 3200/5000, stone 1500/2000, iron ingots 0.02, mithril ingots 50/50. The mithril was enough. Let's go back. The 3 women each carried a piece of ore, as if they had found treasure. Xiaomo, can this mine still be dug? Zhou Jilan asked. Yes, there are still 30 units left. We'll come again tomorrow. Xiaomo, can your Wolf King battle armor be upgraded? Wang Yinshu asked. I opened the equipment panel. Wolf King battle armor, epic, upgrade materials, mithril ingots times 10, iron ingots times 20, stone times 50. After upgrading, new skill unlocked, Wolf King Roar. My eyes lit up. Wolf King Roar reduces enemy attributes in an area by 15%. Stacked with War Aura doubles it. God of War Possession multiplies it by 5, and Death Domain Aura suppresses them. Absurdly powerful. We'll upgrade it when we get back. The group carried the orb back to the camp. Zhou Jilan was on my right, her lotus pink yoga pants outlining her curves. Fang Shuaing was on my left, her black long dress slit open to reveal a snow-white thigh. Wang Yinshu followed behind, the buttons on her pink nurse uniform looking ready to burst. 3 different kinds of allure surrounded me alone. Xiaomo, when we get back, we're linking. Don't you dare go back on your word. Who goes first? We need to be mentally prepared. My mouth twitched. All 3 of you together, okay? The 3 of them froze at once, then all blushed. The bed is big enough for 4 people, Zhou Jilan said, tightening her belt, the corners of her lips lifting. Fang Shuaing's ears turned red. Wang Yinshu pretended to look into the distance, her ears so red it seemed blood might drip from them. By the time we got back to the camp, it was already afternoon. Lu Hong had cut 5,500 units of wood. Qin Yaji had mined 2,300 units of stone, and Lin Xiaolan, together with the Wolf King, had dug up 250 iron ingots. All of them had exceeded their quotas. I opened the system, upgrade. Buzz, the earth rumbled. Golden light patterns grew out of the soil. The light wall expanded from 3 meters to 5, and runes moved like golden snakes. Territory upgraded successfully. LV4, range 1,600 meters. New buildings unlocked. Blacksmith shop, alchemy room, training field, private rooms, teleportation array. Teleportation array. My eyes lit up. It could connect to Zhao Lei's territory and share resources. I immediately built 17 private rooms. In the center of the camp, 17 wooden houses rose from the ground. My God, there are private rooms now. Shen Shui was the first to rush in. There's a bed. There are blankets. The women cheered. My own room was in the middle, twice as big as the others, with a balcony. Zhou Jilan, Fang Shuaing, and Wang Yinshu didn't choose rooms. They all stared at me. Where's your room? I pointed to the middle. Fang Shuaing chose the left side. Wang Yinshu chose the right side. Zhou Jilan bit her lip. I'll stay across from you. The 3 of them stood at the doorway waiting for me to open the door. You're not going in to tidy up? We're waiting for you. The 3 of them said in unison. Walking into the room, I saw a giant bed, 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters. My mouth twitched again. System, you did that on purpose, didn't you? The 3 women followed me in, and all blushed when they saw the bed. This bed is so big. Zhou Jilan took a deep breath. Xiaomo, can we link now? The 3 of them stood in a row, heads lowered, cheeks red, fingers twisting the hems of their clothes like 3 grade schoolers waiting for the teacher to call on them. My throat bobbed. You've thought it through? We have. No regrets. No regrets. All right then, bang. The door was slammed open. Sun Billion rushed in, her face as pale as paper. Master, it's bad. I frowned. My husband, Sun Jiangwo, just contacted me. He said he'll bring people to launch a sneak attack at midnight tomorrow. He wants me to be the insider, open the gate, shut down the turrets, kill you, and seize the territory. The air in the room instantly froze. Zhou Jilan clenched her fist. He dares. Fang Shuaing's eyes turned icy. He's courting death. Wang Yinshu said coldly. We need to prepare. She suddenly looked up, her eyes red-rimmed. Not a single word about the turret positions, the number of people, or your talent. I pretended to agree to trick him. Tears splattered onto the floor. Master, you have to believe me. I was silent for a few seconds, then walked over and patted her head. I believe you. She threw herself into my arms and cried so hard she could barely breathe. I walked to the window. Inside the camp, 3 crossbow turrets glowed with a cold light. 10 skeletons were on patrol, 3 undead black bears lay at the entrance, and a golden-maned wolf king stood in the center. The camp was very safe, but someone would be coming tomorrow night. Grandma's son, how many people are in your husband's camp? Just over 20. B-rank talent, level 2 or level 3. I calculated in my mind. Their combat strength wasn't high, but it couldn't be underestimated. System rule, kill a lord, and you get the other party's assets and talent. Sun Jiangwo wasn't just coming to save his wife. He wanted my SSS rank talent. Master, what should we do? The corners of my mouth lifted slightly, my smile icy. Let them come. Kill as many as they send. At the center of the camp, 19 people sat around the campfire. Lu Hong sneered. A sneak attack? Interesting. Can we beat them? Shun Shui's voice trembled. Yes. I looked around the circle. But we can't just sit there and take it. They'll come to raid us at midnight tomorrow night. So before midnight tomorrow night, we'll raid them first. The entire group fell silent for a second. Zhao Lei slapped his thigh. Strike first and gain the upper hand. Lu Hong nodded. Taking the initiative is better than defending. Chen Yaji frowned. But we know nothing about their camp. That's too risky. So we scout first. I looked at Sun Billion. Where's your ex-husband's camp? She shut her eyes, golden light flickering in her pupils. Directly east, 3 kilometers. Level 2. Radius, 400 meters. Crude wooden walls with 2 arrow towers. 18 people. 1 B rank, 3 C rank, the rest D rank. My eyes lit up. All-knowing domain was that powerful? Can you see what they're doing? She shook her head. Not yet. Once I upgrade to SSS, I can. I took out the SSS rank talent evolution card without hesitation, hesitated for just 0.5 seconds, and handed it over. Use it. Master, this is too precious. Your omniscience is our most crucial intel source. More important than any weapon. Her hands trembled as she received the card, her eyes reddening. Colorful light surged into her body. Sun Billion's talent upgraded. SSS rank all-knowing domain. All-knowing eye, 5,000 meters of omniscience. True vision, expands to 20,000 meters for 30 minutes. Fate peering, glimpse the target's dangers, potential, and tactical plans over 72 hours. My pupils dilated. This is the power of SSS. True omniscience. She closed her eyes again. After a few seconds, she opened them. A sly smile crept across her lips. I see them. Sun Jingwo is hosting a meeting, planning to raid us at 2 a.m. tomorrow in a 2-pronged attack. The eastern wooden wall has an unrepaired gap. The arrow tower is guarded by a C rank. She calmly reported every detail, her cool professionalism in utter contrast to her usual caustic demeanor. Shin Shui gawked. Billion, did you activate some kind of divine sight? Sun Billion blushed and glanced at me. It's the talent card Master gave me. Master. Zhao Lei froze. She calls you. Master. I grimaced. Don't ask. Then I immediately started planning. They're coming at 2 a.m. tomorrow. We'll launch a reverse raid at 1 a.m. Aunt Sun, you'll stay behind to monitor intel. Hong Yi, Xiulan, Yaji, Tingji, Jilan, Shuang, Yinshu, you're coming with me. The rest, defend the camp. With orders issued, the crowd dispersed. Sun Billion walked over with her head down, her face flushed. Master, thank you. For what? For trusting me. For not kicking me out. For giving me the talent card. I patted her on the head. Good work. She blushed even deeper and scurried back to her room. Sun Billion favorability reached max level, 100. As I was about to return to my quarters, I heard 3 sets of footsteps behind me. Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuaing, and Wang Yinshu stood in a row, their cheeks red, eyes glowing. Xiaomo, does tonight's link still count? There's a battle tomorrow. That's exactly why we should link. Stats double after linking. Wang Yinshu adjusted her glasses. I winced. Come in then. The door shut. All 3 started vying. I'm first. Why you? I have the biggest chest. They bickered endlessly. I made an executive decision. Together, all 3 turned beet red. Firelight flickered. Not a single wink of sleep that night. Linked with Zhou Zhilan, gained S-rank talent, wind step, plus 100% movement speed, plus 30% evasion, plus 500% sprint burst. Linked with Fang Shuaing, gained S-rank talent, Night's Eye, 1000-meter night vision, invisibility detection, reduces enemy sight and hearing by 90%. Linked with Wang Yinshu, gained SS rank talent, Life's Wellspring. Area healing. Major single target heal. Life tree persists for 10 minutes. 3 new talents. Adding to my existing talents of necromancer summoning, war leader, and all-knowing domain, 6 talents in total. Sun Jangwo, send as many as you want. I'll kill them all. Tension wrapped the camp the next day. At 11:30 p.m., I stepped out wearing my Wolf King armor. Silver gleamed, my long blade hanging at my side. Let's move. 8 versus 18. But I had 6 talents, 10 skeletons, 3 undead black bears, and the golden mane Wolf King, not to mention real-time intel from Sun Billion. Victory was secure. With wind step activated, we covered 3 kilometers in 10 minutes. At Sun Jangwo's camp, guards in the arrow towers were dozing off, while others played cards and drank at the campfire. Death had arrived at their door, yet they were clueless. Crouched in the bushes, I unleashed all-knowing domain. Every enemy position was crystal clear. Hong Yi, skeletons for a frontal assault. Xiulan, the golden mane Wolf King, takes down Sun Jangwo. Tingji, arrows on the tower guards. The rest, clean up duty. Activate war aura. Golden light exploded, doubling the attributes of everything within 50 meters. Skeleton warriors went from 60 to 120 combat power. Black bears jumped from 45 to 90. The Wolf King leapt from 50 to 100. Go! Bone weapons slashed through the gate latch like butter. Black bears smashed through the wooden wall. The arrow tower guards barely woke before Tingji's arrows silenced them forever. Around the campfire, 8 men grabbed weapons. Too late. Skeletons reached them, slicing one by one. It took less than 10 seconds to annihilate them. From the cabins, 3 people stumbled out, legs trembling at the sight of bodies littered on the ground. Surrender. We surrender. I stepped inside the main wooden cabin, blade drawn. Snoring filled the room. One kick blasted the door open. Sun Jangwo bolted upright from his bed. Who? Someone you shouldn't have messed with. The 45-year-old, balding, beer-bellied man in a tank top and floral shorts looked nothing like the loudmouth from those parent-teacher group chats. Now, he cried like a dog. Lord Ma, we can talk about this. You used your wife as a spy to screw me over, and you think this is up for discussion? His face turned ghostly pale. Lu Hong grabbed him by the collar like a rag doll. The battle ended with 14 dead, 3 captured, and Sun Jangwo in custody. Would you like to occupy this territory? Putting Sun Billion in charge of her ex's land wouldn't do. Lu Hong needed to lead charges, and Xiulan was too soft. Destroy it. The camp collapsed into radiant light. Rewards obtained. Strength potion ×1, agility potion ×1, B rank shards ×2, S rank shard ×1. I drank the potions immediately. Strength 220-221. Agility 1920. I turned to the 3 prisoners. If you want to live, spill everything you know about other territories. The 3 scrambled to talk over one another. Sun Jangwo had connections with Lords 149, 152, and 137, B-rank leaders with 50 to 60 men each, planning to ambush me tomorrow. My brows furrowed. But with Sun Jangwo in custody, their plans would likely fall apart. Back at camp, Sun Billion was waiting at the gate. Her eyes lit up when she saw me, but went white at the sight of Sun Jangwo. Master, what will you do with him? Your call. She bit her lip for a few moments before looking up, resolute. From yesterday, I'm yours, master. Whatever you decide. I nodded, then turned to Lu Hong. Take him to the bathhouse. The bathhouse. I want him to witness a show. The bathhouse, white marble flooring, a wooden tub steaming with hot water, surface scattered with rose petals. Lu Hong shoved Sun Jangwo inside, blindfolded, hands tied, pressed up against the wall facing the bathtub. The door closed. Water rippled. The faint rustle of rose petals. Blood dripped down his nose. Time dragged on. The door creaked again. 2 sets of footsteps, one steady, one delicate. Master, I'm a little nervous. Sun Jangwo's body went rigid. Relax. The sound of clothes hitting the ground, one piece at a time. 1, 2, 3. Sun Jangwo's mind exploded. He couldn't see it, but he understood all of it. His wife, stripping in front of another man. Master, the water's so warm. Splashes echoed as she entered the tub, followed by a satisfied sigh. Master, let me scrub your back. Water overflowed, splashing onto the marble floor. Master, I love you. The 3 words stabbed into Sun Jangwo's heart like a dagger. 20 years of marriage, and Sun Billion had never once said, I love you to him. But now, she was saying it to an 18-year-old boy, naturally, sincerely, happily. Tears streamed down Sun Jangwo's face. Not from pain, not from fear, but from understanding. He had never made her happy. Sun Annie, stick with me. I'll take care of you. Master, you're so good to me. The water stopped. Footsteps approached. I stood in front of Sun Jiangwo, yanking off his blindfold. Blinding light filled the room. When he finally saw clearly, I was standing bare-chested in front of him, skin beaded with water droplets, golden patterns flowing across it. Behind me, in the bath barrel, Sun Billion leaned against the wall, her face flushed, hair wet, a satisfied smile on her lips. She looked at Sun Jiangwo without guilt, without fear, only a strange kind of calm, as if saying, "Did you see that? This is my choice." Sun Jiangwo's lips trembled. He couldn't say a word. I looked down at Sun Jiangwo, my voice calm. "Do you know where you were wrong? You treated her like property, not a person. You thought because she was your wife, she should die for you. But you never once thought about what she wanted." I walked to the edge of the bath barrel and stroked Sun Billion's hair. She closed her eyes and let out a contented sigh like a cat. "What she wants is very simple. What you couldn't give her, I can." Sun Jiangwo knelt on the ground, tears smearing his face. "I was wrong. It's too late." I turned and shouted, "Someone come." Lu Hong pushed the door open, grabbed him by the back of the collar, and dragged him out. The crying grew farther and farther away, then vanished into the night. Sun Billion stood up from the bath barrel, water droplets running down her body, rose petals sticking to her skin. She walked up to me and knelt, wrapping both hands around my waist, resting her face against my abdomen. "Master, thank you." "For what?" "For letting me know what it feels like to be respected. Thank you for letting me know that I'm worthy of being loved too." I patted her head. "You are worthy." She was crying, but smiling. Ding. Server-wide announcement. Lord Ma Mo of number 131 in District 13 destroyed the territory of number 145. Achievement unlocked. Conqueror. All territory members attributes +5. Lord reward. Attributes +10. Golden supply chest ×2. SS fragment ×1. S fragment ×2. B fragment ×3. Special achievement. First player to destroy a territory. Title Conqueror. All attributes +5%. Damage to enemy territories +20%. As soon as the announcement went out, the regional chat exploded. Zhao Taiju, holy shit. Number 131 is Ma Mo. Chen Hao, the ruthless guy who brought more than 10 classmates' moms through time. Ma Chong, isn't number 145 Sun Jiangwo? He was still yelling about finding his wife yesterday. Wang Lei, his wife was in number 131, and he got counter-killed. Zhao Taiju, pay attention, it says destroyed, not occupied. He wiped it out completely. Not a blade of grass left. Chen Hao, he who starts trouble gets what he deserves. No sympathy if he gets beaten to death. I sat by the campfire, the corners of my mouth curling slightly. I opened the first chest. High-grade steel longsword, rare, attack 80 to 100, strength +15, agility +5, ignores 30% of defense. The blade was pitch black, with blood-red patterns flowing along the edge. The second chest. Skill book, Thunder Strike, 300% damage. Adds paralysis for 5 seconds. I learned it directly. Faint lightning flickered in my palm. Counting the ones before, I now had 6 skills. Fragments. B rank 11, S rank 6, SS rank 4. One more SS fragment, and I could synthesize a new talent card. Dawn was breaking. The women came out one after another to work. Lu Hong led the skeletons to chop wood, Chen Yaji dug stones, and Lin Xiaolan took the Wolf King to mine iron. I opened the regional chat, and one message made my eyes light up. Lin Kersen, has anyone seen my mom? Her name is Zhou Tingji, 39 years old, long hair, plain dress. Zhou Tingji? I froze. Lin Kersen, the class monitor of class 3, top of the grade. She and Lin Kiki were twins. Kiki looked mixed race, while she wore glasses and had a gentle temperament. Their mom was named Zhou Tingji. I turned to look at the other side of the camp. Zhou Tingji was sitting under a tree with her eyes closed, humming softly. Her long hair hung over her shoulders, sunlight spilling across her face, making her look white and glowing. In her plain long dress and white cloth shoes, she looked to be in her early 30s at most, nothing like someone with 2 17-year-old daughters. I swallowed and sent her a private message. Ma Mo, Lin Kersen. I'm Ma Mo, class monitor of class 3. Lin Kersen, you're in zone 13 too? Which territory? Ma Mo, 131. Is your mom named Zhou Tingji? Lin Kersen, yes. Have you seen her? Ma Mo, she's in my territory. Lin Kersen, really? Is she okay? Ma Mo, very well. Lin Kersen, let me talk to her. I walked over to Zhou Tingji. Your daughter wants to talk to you. She froze. Kiki, or Kersen? Kersen. Her eyes instantly turned red. Kersen is still alive. Yeah, territory 88. I shared the panel with her. Her fingers were trembling. It took her 3 tries to enter it correctly. Zhou Tingji. Kersen, mom's here. Lin Kersen. Mom, is it safe there? Is Ma Mo treating you well? She looked up at me, her face slightly flushed. Zhou Tingji, it's safe. He treats all of us very well. Lin Curson, Territory 88 is pretty far from 131. There are monsters on the way. She looked up at me, her eyes pleading. Xiaoma, can you bring Curson back? I was silent for a second. Yes. Her tears fell even harder, but she was smiling. Thank you, Xiaoma. Zhou Tingji's favorability plus 10, current intimacy 55. I opened the teleportation. Cooldown 23 hours. Aunt Tingji, we can only use it tomorrow. She nodded. It's fine. I can wait. At least her daughter was still alive. Just as I was about to leave, another message popped up. By Mushiwa, has anyone seen my mom? Shinyaji, 40 years old, beauty salon owner. By Mushiwa? The class beauty of class 3. Long silver white hair, translucent skin, pale purple eyes like amethyst. 155 centimeters tall, like a porcelain doll. Her mom, Shinyaji, was over there leading people in digging stones. Chanel had been replaced by sportswear, but her elegance was still there. Maimo, your mom is in my territory. By Mushiwa, really? Maimo, wait a second. I walked over to Shinyaji. Aunt Yaji, your daughter is looking for you. Her shovel clanged to the ground. Mushiwa? She's still alive? Yeah, territory 56. She crouched down, covering her face, her shoulders shaking violently. She's still alive? Still alive? It took a long time for her to stop crying and stand up. Xiaoma, can you bring her back? Yes, the teleport will be ready tomorrow. She nodded. Then tomorrow it is. Shinyaji, Mushiwa, mom's here. By Mushiwa, mom, I miss you. Shinyaji, Maimo will bring you over tomorrow. Shinyaji's favorability plus 15, current intimacy 40. I had just left when another message came in. Lin Kiki, sis, did you find mom too? I found her too. Lin Curson, which territory are you in? Lin Kiki, territory 131. Mamo's territory. My mouth twitched. Lin Kiki is Zhou Tingji's daughter? Then they're twins? I turned to look at Lin Kiki. She was crouched at the entrance of the tent, holding half a compressed biscuit and nibbling at it in small bites. Silver white hair, pale purple eyes, wrinkled school uniform. Despite looking miserable, she was still breathtakingly beautiful. And Zhou Tingji was as gentle as water. Put them together, and anyone would believe they were sisters. I swallowed again. Su Qingyu, has anyone seen my mom? Lu Hong, 37, fitness coach. Su Qingyu, the PE monitor of class 3. 172 centimeters tall with long legs, short hair, dimples, and a tomboy vibe. Her mom, Lu Hong, was leaning against a tree with her eyes half closed, a tight tank top outlining her abs. At 37, she looked just over 30. Maimo, your mom is in my territory. I walked up to Lu Hong. Aunt Hong, your daughter is looking for you. She opened her eyes and raised an eyebrow. Qingyu, territory 203. She smiled. That girl is still alive. Lu Hong, Qingyu, mom's here. Su Qingyu, mom. I'm under a B-rank lord on my side, and I've survived 2 waves of monsters. What about you? Lu Hong, I'm well fed here, and I even have a turret. Tomorrow Maimo will bring you over so you can broaden your horizons. Su Qingyu, is Mamo that impressive? She looked up at me, smiling meaningfully. Lu Hong, him? He's very impressive. My back tightened. I coughed and turned to leave. Laughter rang out behind me. Lu Hong affection plus 3, current 93. Back in my room, I closed the door and sat on the bed. My mind was a mess. Sun Jingwo was done for. The channel had blown up, and 3 classmates had found their moms. Tomorrow, after the teleportation cooldown ended, I'd bring them all over. There were also the 3 territories 149, 152, and 137. 3 B-rank lords, 50 or 60 people. If I didn't take the initiative, I'd just be waiting to die. I opened the panel. 6 talents, 6 skills, 3 epic pieces of gear. My stats were crushing ordinary players. But it still wasn't enough. This world was more brutal than I had imagined. Just as I was about to lie down, the system voice exploded. Hidden condition detected as fulfilled. Condition 1. Link with the goddess in front of the goddess's mate. Condition 2. Break the goddess's mate mentally. Condition 3. Have 3 goddesses with affection 100 at the same time. Hidden achievement. Heart of the Conqueror reward. SSS fragment ×1. Exclusive title. Hidden skill book ×1. I shot upright. SSS fragment. Collect 3 to synthesize an SSS talent. Current 1/3. Heart of the Conqueror. Goddess initial affection plus 20. Link success rate plus 30%. Mind link. Share senses, emotions, and thoughts with targets whose affection is above 50. No distance limit. No cooldown. My pupils contracted. Plus 20 affection on first meeting. plus 30% link success rate, combined with the original SSS rank Goddess link. This was cheating. I used the skill book immediately. Golden light flooded into my body. Linkable targets: Lin Xiaolan 100, Sun Billion 100, Lu Hong 101st, link Lin Xiaolan. A warm feeling rose in my heart. She was lying on the bed hugging a blanket, thinking of me. Her heartbeat was steady, her emotions content. Then Lu Hong, hot as fire. She was keeping watch by a tree, an axe resting on her knee, eyes fixed on the darkness. Calm and alert, with a trace of anticipation of charging forward alongside me tomorrow. Last was Sun Billion. Complex emotions surged in. Guilt, gratitude, attachment, and an almost devout reverence. She was kneeling in her room with her hands clasped, praying for my safety, praying that she could stay forever. My heart warmed. 3 women, gentle, fierce, and humble, all had given themselves to me. The next morning, sunlight through the curtains woke me up. The camp was already bustling. The atmosphere was lighter than yesterday. Today, we were bringing the classmates back. Zhou Tingji was restless, looking out the door, tidying the room, then running back to the campfire. Shinyaji was absent-mindedly digging at stones and nearly hit her foot. Lu Hong was calmer, but she had changed into a clean tank top and yoga pants and had retied her hair. Lin Kiki was squatting at the tent entrance eating biscuits, staring at my room door. She was waiting for her sister. I walked to the center of camp and opened the panel. Spatial teleportation. Available. I entered the first name, Lin Kurson. Golden light burst from my palm, turning into a golden pillar that shot straight into the sky. Zhou Tingji covered her mouth and stood up, her eyes instantly reddening. Lin Kiki threw away the biscuit and ran over. The pillar of light condensed, and a figure appeared. Lin Kurson, 1.67 meters tall, with jet black long hair, silver-rimmed glasses, and light brown eyes, gentle as jade. Her school uniform was buttoned neatly. She opened her eyes and looked around, seeing turret guns, skeletons, and undead black bears. Finally, she saw me. Silver armor, a long blade, and a cloak fluttering lightly. "Ma'amo." Her voice trembled. Then she saw Zhou Tingji. "Mom." She threw herself into her mother's arms and cried so hard she could barely breathe. "Kurson, Mom missed you so much." Lin Kiki grabbed her sleeve. "Sis, don't cry. I'm here." Lin Kurson touched her face. "You've gotten thinner. You have too." The 2 sisters hugged each other and cried. I didn't interrupt and teleported the next one, by Shui. The pillar of light rose again. Chen Yasi ran back in from outside, still holding a shovel, panting heavily. The light converged. A petite figure, just 5 feet 1 inch tall. Long silver-white hair, translucent skin, and light purple eyes like amethysts. Dressed in a white dress with matching white sandals. "Mom." Her voice was as soft as a feather. Chen Yasi dropped the shovel and rushed forward to hug her. "Mushua, Mushua." She cupped her daughter's face, looking her up and down repeatedly. "You've lost weight, so much weight." "Mom, you're thinner too." Mushua softly wiped away her mom's tears. "Your hands are rough now. You never used to do hard labor." "It doesn't matter. As long as you're okay, I can do anything." Mushua buried her face into her mom's shoulder, a small smile forming at the corners of her mouth. The third one, Su Qingyu. This time, the beam of light was even brighter than the first 2. Lu Hong walked back, her axe drenched in blood. She'd just casually taken down a few wild wolves. Standing beside the beam of light, a smile played on her lips. The light converged. A tall, athletic frame standing at 5 feet 8 inches. Long legs, short hair, suntan skin, a white tank top paired with black shorts. Healthy and vibrant, with a pair of dimples that marked her grin. When Su Qingyu opened her eyes, the first person she saw was Lu Hong. "Mom." She dashed forward, throwing herself into a fierce hug. Lu Hong stumbled a step back from the impact, laughing heartily as she clapped her daughter on the back. "You little rascal, you're still alive." "Mom, be gentle." Su Qingyu winced, rubbing her back. "I barely made it back alive. Don't smack me to death." "You won't die, tough skin, thick bones." Lu Hong looked her up and down, nodding in approval. "Still solid, not even a bit skinnier." "Well, duh. Your daughter wouldn't be anyone else." Su Qingyu puffed her chest out confidently and then looked around. Her eyes widened in astonishment. This is Mamo's camp. 3 turrets? Skulls? Wolves?" Then she spotted the golden-maned wolf king, her jaw dropping into an O shape. "What's that?" "Golden-maned wolf king. Aunt Xiaolan summoned it," Lu Hong said nonchalantly. "Aunt Xiaolan? Isn't she a D-rank summoner? Didn't she only summon little mutts before?" "That was before. She's A-rank now, summoning elites." Su Qingyu opened and closed her mouth, at a loss for words. Then, She turned her gaze to me. The cold gleam of silver armor, cape fluttering lightly in the breeze, a long blade at my waist, an aura like a general marching to battle. We were the same age, but my demeanor was entirely different. Calm, composed, with deep, unwavering eyes. Her heartbeat skipped. "Qingyu, what are you staring at?" Lu Hong teased. I wasn't staring at anything. Her face flushed slightly as she quickly averted her gaze. Lu Hong chuckled, slapping her shoulder. "Come on, let's take a walk around the camp." 3 girls, 3 moms, reunited within the campgrounds. Lin Kursin clung to Zhou Tingji's arm. "Mom, where are you staying?" "That room over there." "I'll stay with you." Bai Muxue, like a little shadow, clung to the edge of Chun Yasi's clothes. As for Su Qingyu, she followed Lu Hong around the camp, her mouth hanging open the whole time. "This is insane. It's all thanks to Xiaomo. Without him, we'd have been long gone." Su Qingyu turned her head to me, a hint of indescribable emotion flickering in her eyes. Around the campfire, the 3 girls were now standing in front of me, brought over by their moms. Zhou Tingji nudged Lin Kursin forward. "Kursin, say hi to Mog." Lin Kursin's face turned red, and she mumbled softly, almost like a mosquito, "Mog." Yasi gently pushed Bai Muxue forward. She glanced up at me quickly before immediately lowering her head again, voice barely audible. "Mog." Lu Hong, on the other hand, smacked Su Qingyu on the back of the head. "Say hi." Su Qingyu rubbed her head, dimples showing as she grinned boldly. "Mog." Her voice was bright and crisp, loud enough for the entire camp to hear. I felt a tingle down my spine, and my mouth twitched slightly. "Come on, it's not that serious. Muxue and Qingyu are my classmates. From now on, this camp is your home. If you need anything, just let me know." The 3 girls nodded in unison. Lin Kursin blushed as she fiddled nervously with her dress. Bai Muxue peeked at me from behind Chun Yasi. Su Qingyu, on the other hand, stared at me with sparkling eyes. Lin Kursin favorability +20, intimacy 25. Bai Muxue favorability +20, intimacy 22. Su Qingyu favorability +20, intimacy 28. I glanced at the numbers the system displayed before me, the corner of my lips curling up slightly. 20 points baseline, add the title bonus. That's 40 favorability points at the very first meeting. Much faster than when I first trained the Andes. But I didn't have time to think about that now. "Ladies," I clapped my hands. "Today's main task is to upgrade the territory to LV5. What are we missing?" Yaji checked the panel. "We're short 3,000 wood, 1,000 stone, 300 iron ingots, and 30 fine gold. Sun Auntie, scout the fine gold mine." Sun Billion closed her eyes. A rainbow halo flashed. 8 kilometers northwest. Reserve of 50. 12 stone golems guarding it. "I'll go." "I'm going too." Lu Hong lifted her axe. Lin Xiulan, Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuaying, and Wang Yinshu all stood up together. "Take me along." Su Qingyu's eyes lit up. "I want to see you fight monsters." I nodded. "Let's go." With Gale Step fully activated, 8 kilometers took just 20 minutes to reach. The fine gold mine was hidden in a valley. 12 stone golems stood guard like statues, over 3 meters tall, blue crystals embedded in their chests. 12 of them. Lu Hong gripped her axe. "How do we fight?" "I'll do it alone." I drew my longsword. "Alone?" Su Qingyu stared wide-eyed. I didn't answer. I kicked off the ground and shot forward like a streak of silver. In a fraction of a second, my longsword swept horizontally, shattering the blue cores. 1 strike, 1 golem. In less than 10 seconds, they were all dead. I stood amid the pile of corpses, cloak billowing, silver armor spotless. Su Qingyu's mouth fell open. This is way too fierce," Lu Hong laughed. "You'll get used to it." Skeleton warriors emerged from the ground to mine. In 1 hour, all 30 units of fine gold ore were obtained. Back at camp, Yaji tallied the resources. Wood 6,200, stone 2,500, iron ingots 550, mithril 50, fine gold 30. We had everything in excess. I took a deep breath and pressed confirm. Upgrade. Buzz, the earth trembled. Golden light patterns lit up along the boundary. The light wall expanded from 5 meters to 8, covered in dense runes. The council hall and the Lord's mansion rose from the ground. Territory upgrade successful. LV5, the corners of my mouth couldn't stop lifting. I really had a city now. An 8-meter stone wall surrounded the territory, with a 5-meter wide moat outside it, and an arrow tower every 50 meters. I stood on the city wall and looked down. Skeleton warriors patrolled, and the golden-maned wolf king lay at the entrance of the Lord's mansion. In camp, the women gathered around the bonfire, roasting meat and chatting. Su Qingyu bit into a piece of meat and asked Zhou Zhilan, "Auntie Zhilan, Where did you buy these yoga pants? The system gave them to me. The blacksmith shop can customize them. Really? That's great. I sat down by the bonfire, and all eyes turned to me at once. Xiaoma, you're amazing. You reached LV5 in just a few days. Shen Shui said, unable to hide her smile. With Xiaoma here, there's nothing to be afraid of. Wu Miling's eyes curved into crescent moons. I coughed. It's all thanks to everyone. You're too modest. Lu Hong leaned against a tree trunk. Without you, we'd have died already. After dinner, Qinyaji was the first to stand up and walk over to me. Xiaoma, tonight, can I go to your room? I froze. The air instantly went silent. The meat in Su Qingyu's hand fell to the ground, her mouth forming an O. Lin Kurson choked on water. Bai Mushue's ears turned red enough to drip blood. Yaji auntie, my voice tightened. What you mean is a link. She nodded. My beauty skill has reached SSS level. I'm sure I can help. I turned and looked. Zhou Tingji, Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuang, Wang Yinshu, Xin Shui, Qian Yufan, Wu Miling. More than a dozen women, more than a dozen pairs of eyes, all fixed on me. Ladies, you all want to link with me? They all nodded. I swallowed hard, my face suddenly flushing red. Since crossing over, this was the first time I had blushed. But I quickly calmed down. We'll talk about linking tomorrow. I have something to handle tonight. I opened the system panel and pointed to the red countdown at the top. 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 42 seconds. Blood Moon countdown, 48 hours. All monster attributes plus 200%. Territory defense effectiveness halved. Hidden boss spawn rate plus 500%. The women's expressions changed drastically. Attribute plus 200%. Shun Shui's voice trembled. Defense halved? Then what use is the city wall? Qian Yufan's face turned pale. 2 days. What can we even prepare? Lu Hong frowned tightly. Level up. My voice was unnervingly calm. I poured all my attribute points into strength. Strength, 221, 241. Then I used the 11 B-grade fragments I had saved up to synthesize 2 awakening cards. One was for Zhou Tingji. Aunt Tingji. Soundwave soothing can be upgraded from D to B. Silver light surged in. B-grade soundwave soothing. Stuns monsters within 20 meters for 3 seconds. Allies all attributes plus 10%. Zhou Tingji's eyes widened. Area stun? 3 seconds. One was for Qinyaji. B-grade beauty art. Can heal severe injuries. Can craft beauty potions, permanently increasing charm value. Qinyaji looked up. Xiao Mo, this beauty potion, do you want to try it? What? After drinking it, your charm value increases permanently. Her face reddened. Maybe it could also affect the goddess's affection. The air fell silent again. My throat bobbed. Let's talk about that tomorrow. Rest first tonight. I quickly walked toward the Lord's residence. Laughter broke out behind me. Xiao Mo is shy. This kid is so thin-skinned. I closed the door and leaned against it, panting, my heartbeat pounding like a drum. Lying on the bed, my mind was in complete chaos. More than a dozen women, more than a dozen talents. Once all the links were complete, I'd have dozens of S and SS grade talents. During the Blood Moon, I'd be invincible. But 1 hour per person, more than a dozen meant more than 10 hours. Time was tight, and the task was heavy. I divided the women into 3 groups by talent: combat type, support type, and special type. I closed my eyes. Tomorrow would be very busy. Early the next morning, knocking woke me up. Xiao Mo, get up. In the camp, the women were already busy. The atmosphere was much more tense than yesterday. Blood Moon countdown, 40 hours. After I finished eating the roasted meat, I clapped my hands. Today's task is linking. Combat types first, support types second, special types last. 1 hour per person. Lu Hong was the first to step forward, axe over her shoulder. I'll go first. She grabbed my collar. Come on, to your room. Hong auntie, it's daytime now. So what if it's daytime? Does linking only work at night? The women behind us burst into laughter. The door closed. Downstairs, Lin Xiulan's face was red as she twisted the hem of her clothes. Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuang, and Wang Yinshu lowered their voices to murmur. How long can Sister Hong last? Half an hour would already be impressive. Su Qingyu couldn't help whispering. Brother Mo is way too fierce. It's only been a few days, and he's already with so many aunts. Hush. Lin Kurson covered her mouth. Upstairs, Lu Hong cupped my face. Xiao Mo, during the Blood Moon, I'll stay with you. Okay. She smiled and kissed me. No one knew how long had passed. Lu Hong came out with messy hair, a flushed face, and a smile at the corners of her mouth. Sister Hong, how was it? Zhou Zhilan came over. Why don't you try it yourself and find out? Zhou Zhilan's face instantly reddened. Second was Lin Xiulan. When she came out, she crouched down and hugged the golden-maned wolf king, burying her face in its fur. Third was Zhou Jilan. The sounds upstairs were a bit louder than before. Shen Shui fanned herself. Why is it so hot today? Qian Yufan swallowed. So hot. I'm dying. When Zhou Jilan came out, her yoga pants were wrinkled, and the corners of her mouth were raised so high they nearly reached the sky. She jerked her chin at Fang Shuang and Wang Yinshu. You two are next. Together? Fang Shuang asked. Together. Wang Yinshu pushed up her glasses. For efficiency, the two of them went in together. The bizarre duet of sounds made the women listening turn red with embarrassment. But no one left, because the next one could be herself. The fifth was Chinyaji. Bai Mushue grabbed her mother's hand. Mom. Chinyaji touched her face. It's okay. Mom will be back soon. After Chinyaji entered the room, the hall below fell silent. No one spoke. Bai Mushue hugged her knees, her shoulders trembling slightly. Su Qingyu patted her back. Don't cry. Your mom is doing this for everyone. Bai Mushue looked up, tears falling. I'm not worried about mom. Lin Kurson understood. She wasn't worried about her mother. She didn't know how to face it. Her mother's relationship with Maimo was the same age as them. While her mother, Lin Kurson, gently hugged her. Chinyaji came out and knelt in front of Bai Mushue. Mushue, mom is fine. Happy. Before, mom could only treat minor injuries and couldn't do anything else. Now mom can fight alongside him. Mom doesn't want to hide behind anymore. Bai Mushue remained silent for a long time, then nodded. Mom, I support you. Chinyaji's eyes turned red, and she hugged her daughter. The sixth was Zhou Tingji. Lin Kiki and Lin Kurson stood up at the same time. Mom, it's okay. Mom will be back soon. The two sisters sat holding hands, with no jealousy in their eyes, only a strange sense of pride. Because their mother could help too now. The seventh was Wang Yinshu. She had already linked before, but she went in again. Because the power of the spring of life was tied to affection. She needed to link more and increase her affection level. The eighth was Shen Shui. She stood at the door and took a deep breath. She was 41, not the youngest, nor the most beautiful. But she had her own advantage. She pushed the door open. Miss Shun. Shen Shui lowered her head and twisted the hem of her clothes. Xiaomo, Auntie is here. I felt conflicted inside. What would her D-rank gathering skill become after 100-fold amplification? S-rank. SS rank. Could it collect ores? Monster materials? I wanted to try. Miss Shun, have you decided? Shen Shui looked up, her voice trembling but firm. Xiaomo, Auntie has decided. Auntie knows she's useless, with the worst talent. Her eyes reddened. But Auntie doesn't want to be a useless burden anymore. Auntie also wants to stand by your side and fight with you. As long as you don't mind, Auntie. I was silent for a few seconds, then took her hand. Miss Shun, I don't mind you. Tears fell from her eyes, but she was smiling. Thank you, Xiaomo. She cupped my face. Xiaomo, Auntie is 23 years older than you. Auntie knows she doesn't deserve you. But Auntie will work hard. Work hard so that you won't regret choosing me. I stared into Shen Shui's eyes. There was no desire in them, only gratitude. Aunt Shun, you are you. She smiled through tears and closed her eyes as she kissed me. Ding. Successfully linked with the goddess, Shen Shui. Obtained S-rank talent. All things gathering all resources within 500 meters are fully sensed. Success rate is 100%, quantity doubled, and everything can be decomposed. The resource problem was solved. Shen Shui went downstairs blushing, and Qian Yufan and Wu Meiling had long since been impatient. How is it? Not bad. Shen Shui gave a push. You two go next. Qian Yufan, 41 years old, in a dark green velvet dress, a deep V neckline. Wu Meiling, 38 years old, in a pale yellow blouse and a hip-hugging skirt. One peony, one lily. Qian Yufan went first. D-rank light body art, multiplied 100-fold. Obtained SS rank talent. Void Walker 3 seconds of invincibility, instant teleportation within 1,000 meters, and 100 meters slowing field. A killer of assassins and mages, acquired. Wu Meiling followed. D-rank night vision, multiplied 100-fold. Obtained SS rank talent. True Eye X-ray vision within 5,000 meters, seeing through all disguises, peering into the past, present, and future. I could barely keep the corners of my mouth down. With Sun Billion's all-knowing domain, I had 2 SSS detection talents. In the entire forest, I was all-knowing and all-powerful. But there was still one missing, Lin Kiki. 17 years old, my classmate's younger sister, who called me Bro Mo. I walked over to the campfire. Kiki, what's your talent? She lowered her head, her voice so small, it was like a mosquito's. I don't have a talent. Awakening failed. The air instantly froze. Awakening can fail. Shen Shui's mouth fell open. Chinyaji said softly, we were just lucky. Tears rolled down Lin Keek's face one by one. I opened the system and asked Sun Billion, "Can you find out why?" A few seconds later, her talent had already awakened long ago, but it was sealed. Sealed? By whom? I turned around. "Kiki, your talent didn't fail, it was sealed. I'll help you break it." She jerked her head up. The tears came even harder, but she smiled. "Bro Mo, thank you." Lin Kiki favorability plus 30, current 80, I rubbed her head. "Go eat." She took a few steps, then turned back. "Bro Mo, why are you helping me?" I paused for a second. "Because you call me Bro Mo." Her face instantly turned bright red, and she spun around and ran off. Behind me, the women burst into laughter. "Young Mo, you really know how to flirt. Kiki has liked you for a long time already." Late at night, I sat on the city wall. There were still 40 hours left until the blood moon. Monsters' attributes would triple, and their defense would be halved. I opened the panel: 2 SSS talents, 3 SS talents, 5 S talents, and 10 talents in total. No one in the entire Zone 13 could compare. But no matter how many talents I had, they'd be useless if I didn't train them. I leaped down from the city wall. Void Walker, teleport. 100 meters, 500 meters, 1,000 meters. In 10 seconds, I circled the territory once. I activated my void body, and bats passed straight through me. I activated True Eye, and wild wolves hunting 5,000 meters away, blue glowing supply crates. Everything was in my sight. I laid out tomorrow's plan. Link the remaining women, upgrade the territory to level 6, stockpile supplies, train combat power, and set up defenses for the blood moon. 37 hours and 42 minutes. Time was tight, and the tasks were heavy. But I was confident. I was no longer alone. The next morning, Lu Hong knocked on the door and woke me up. The camp was already bustling. Cutting trees, mining, carrying stones. The atmosphere was even more tense than yesterday. After I finished the grilled meat, I clapped my hands. "Ladies, let's continue today." The first was Zhou Tingji. Lin Kiki and Lin Kurson stood up at the same time. Mom will be back soon." More than an hour later, she came out with a flushed face and bright eyes. She crouched down and held her daughter's face. Lin Kurson said, "Mom, we support you." The second was Chen Yaji. When she came out, she hugged her daughter directly. "Mashua, Mom is very happy." The third was Wang Yinshu. She went in calmly and came out calmly. Next, the fourth was Zhou Xilan. When she came out, her yoga pants were wrinkled and the corners of her mouth were lifted high. She tilted her chin at Fang Shuaing. "You're next." Fang Shuaing was the fifth and the fastest. All 6 talents were linked successfully. Adding the previous 6, there were 12 in total. The remaining 4 girls, Lin Kiki, Lin Kurson, Bai Muxue, and Su Qingyu, were all 17, the same age as me. I walked over. "What are your talents?" Lin Kiki lowered her head. "I don't have any." Lin Kurson said, "D rank, eidetic memory." Bai Muxue's voice was as light as a feather. "D rank, healing." Su Qingyu was forthright. "C rank, strength enhancement." All of them were promising talents. "Do you want to link with me?" The 4 girls all blushed at once. Su Qingyu said directly, "Brother Imo, I've wanted to link with you for a long time." Lu Hong slapped the back of her head. "Could you be any more direct?" I looked at Lin Kiki. "You've been sealed. Linking won't help. I'll find a way to break the seal for you." A flash of disappointment crossed her eyes. "Okay, I'll wait for Brother Imo." "Who goes first?" Su Qingyu raised her hand first. "Me." The Lord's mansion, the door closed. Su Qingyu was 1.72 meters tall, with long legs, short hair, a sports bra, and black shorts. She took a deep breath. "Brother Imo, I like you. I've liked you since freshman year. I want to link with you. I want to grow stronger. I want to stand by your side." I smiled. "I'm willing." She rose onto her toes and kissed me. Obtained SSS rank talent. Giant strength. Permanent strength plus 100%. Giant form all attributes plus 300%. Allies within a 50-meter radius strength plus 200%. Lin Kurson came in. She was 1.67 meters tall, slender, wearing silver-rimmed glasses, her school uniform buttoned neatly all the way up. "Brother Imo, I'm nearsighted." I took off her glasses. "Follow your instincts." Obtained SSS rank talent. Hall of Wisdom. Learning speed plus 500%. Instantly master any skill. Allies within 100 meters learning speed plus 1000%. Skill cooldowns minus 50%. It was practically born for war. "Brother Imo, did I help you?" I patted her head. "A huge help." Bai Muxue hid behind Chinyaji. Chinyaji gently pushed her forward. "Go on." She was 1.55 meters tall, with silver-white long hair and light purple eyes like amethysts. She looked like a startled porcelain doll. "Brother Imo." Her voice was as light as a feather. She closed her eyes. Her lips were soft and cool, with a hint of mint. Obtained SSS rank talent. Life creation heals everything, including terminal illnesses. Can create life forms, absolutely loyal to the host. My pupils trembled violently. Anything could be created, and nothing would ever betray me. That meant I could create an army that never tires and never betrays. Mushue grabbed my hand. Brother Imo, am I useless? I tightened my grip. Mushue is one of my most important talents. Her eyes brightened like amethysts, and she buried her face in the pillow. That's great. When I came out of the Lord's mansion, it was already dark. Mushue followed behind me. Blushing, she ran back to Chunyaji and buried her face against her mother's back, refusing to lift her head. Chunyaji looked at me, full of gratitude. Xiaomo, thank you. I opened the panel, 2 SSS ranks, 9 S ranks, 2 A ranks, 13 talents. No one in the entire Zone 13 could surpass me, but I wasn't proud. These were all given to me by them. By the campfire, Zhao Lei had his mouth stuffed with meat. Mosey, you hit level 5 in just a few days? That's insane. Not bad. I've only got 7 or 8 people left on my side. We're hiding in the woods. Brothers, that night after dinner, I made the decision on the spot. Tomorrow we'd bring Zhao Lei's brothers over. There was enough room. When Zhao Lei heard that, his eyes lit up. He was so excited he could hardly contain himself. Mosey, this brotherhood wasn't for nothing. I smiled, then turned around and called the women over. There are less than 30 hours left until the blood moon. Territory 149, 152, and 137 had originally agreed to launch a surprise attack on us tomorrow. Now that Sun Jiangwo is dead, they've lost their leader. I changed the subject. Instead of getting beaten up, why not strike first? Lu Hong was the first to nod. The best defense is a good offense. Lin Xiaolan, Chen Yaji, and Zhou Tingji all stepped forward. Brother Imo, we're going too. My heart warmed. Good. Tonight we'll take down 3 in one go. The night was as dark as ink, but I had night vision eyes, so night was as bright as day. With a steel longsword in my hand and a sweep of my silver-maned cloak, I led the way. Lu Hong carried an axe like a battle goddess. Lin Xiaolan rode the golden-maned wolf king like a moving beacon, and Zhou Tingji held a longbow with eyes like torches. 10 skeleton warriors and 3 undead black bears followed behind, while Sun Billion used her omniscient domain from the camp to guide me. 149 Hog due east. For kilometers, 22 people, B-rank lord, 3 C-ranks. With Gale Step, we arrived in 10 minutes. 2 people were dozing on the watchtower, and by the campfire others were still drinking and playing cards. What's there to fear? We've got more than 20 people. Are we supposed to be afraid of some punk kid? I crouched in the bushes, curled my lips, and thought. Not even close. Hong Ant, charge head-on. Xiaolan Ant, scale the wall and control the lord. Tingji Ant, shoot the watchtower. Move. The skeleton warriors rushed out and chopped the gate bar in half with a single strike. The undead black bears smashed through the wooden wall like tanks. Zhou Tingji fired an arrow that blew a head apart, and the people on the watchtower fell straight down. The skeleton warriors had a strength of 120, while the other side only had a little over 10, pure slaughter. In less than 30 seconds, all 20-some people were flattened. The lord rushed out of the house, his legs going weak. I surrender. The golden-maned wolf king bit through his neck in one go. Lin Xiaolan jumped down from the wolf's back, her hands trembling. It was her first time killing someone. Anyone would feel awful. I patted her on the shoulder. You'll get used to it. Her eyes reddened, but she didn't cry. In this world, if you don't kill, you get killed. Take over this territory. Destroying it will yield 50% of assets. Destroy it. Buzz, the earth shook, and the buildings all turned into light pillars shooting into the sky. Loot obtained. 600 wood, 200 stone, 50 iron ingots, and 3 supply crates, which yielded strength potions, agility potions, and various fragments. I swallowed them all without hesitation. Strength, 241244, agility, 2021. Next, 152. It was a bit bigger than 149 Hawk, with more than 30 people and 4 C ranks. The camp exploded into chaos. 149 Hog had been wiped out. Run? There were monsters everywhere outside. Running out, there was just courting death. I crouched in the bushes, still using the same tactic, move. This one put up a bit more of a fight. A C-rank blocked a skeleton warrior's strike head-on. Even after his arm was cut off, he was still howling. Fight them to the end. Too bad the skeleton warriors were too agile. One slash cut off his neck. A fire magic player spewed a pillar of flame, and the skeleton was swallowed by fire. Its bones crackled, but it wasn't afraid of fire. It was already dead. A bone blade stabbed out from the flames and pierced his chest clean through. In less than a minute, more than 30 people were completely finished. The Lord knelt and begged for mercy. Don't kill me. I have supplies. I have a talent. I'll give you everything. I sneered. You have no way out, but I do. A flash of steel, and his head hit the ground. Rewards: 800 wood, 300 stone, 80 iron ingots, various potion fragments. I swallowed all the potions. Strength: 244248, Constitution: 6263. Just as I was about to head to 137 Hawk, a message from Sun Billion came in. Master, 137 Hao ran away and headed south, 30 kilometers away, to take refuge with 13 Shui 15 Ha. If they ran, then they ran. 30 kilometers was too far. Withdraw. Lu Hong put away her axe. Running away was fine too. Lin Xiaolan got down from the wolf's back, her legs weak but a smile on her face. Xiao Mo, we won. We won. Within more than 10 kilometers around us, no one could threaten me anymore. The regional channel exploded. 149 and 152 were wiped out. 2 wiped out in one night. No, 3, including yesterday's 145 UC. Momo's territory is level 5, and we're only level 2. Stop comparing. Being alive is good enough. By the time I got back to camp, the sky was already faintly brightening. I collapsed into bed and fell asleep. Blood moon countdown. 22 hours 17 minutes. In less than a day, I had to upgrade my territory to LV6. Upgrade requirements: 50,000 wood, 20,000 stone, 5,000 iron ingots, 1,000 mithril ingots, 200 adamantite ingots, 100 magic crystals. Magic crystals? Sun Billion. There is a magic crystal vein 15 kilometers to the northwest, but it is guarded by 100 stone demons, along with a boss. Not easy to take down, but we had to do it. If I couldn't reach LV6, the blood moon meant death. I strapped on my armor and slung my blade before heading downstairs. Today we're going after the magic crystal mine. Everyone's joining the fight. No one backed down. It took half an hour to reach the valley. The rocks glowed with purple light. More than 100 stone golem statues stood there, and at the center was their leader, 5 meters tall, with a golden core and icy eyes. Stone golem leader, strength 120, constitution 150, rock armor reduces damage by 50%. Weakness: the golden core in its chest. My strength was 248. With war aura activated, it doubled to 496, higher than the leaders, but with half damage reduction, plus 100 smaller stone golems. This was going to be a hard fight. Deployment complete. Move. War aura fully unleashed. Golden light exploding outward. All attributes doubled within a 50-meter radius. Summon. Skeleton warrior attributes surged by 3 times. With quadruple attributes, the skeleton warriors cut down ordinary stone golems. 1 slash, 1 kill. But there were too many stone golems. One skeleton was surrounded by 5 of them, and its bones cracked. My expression darkened. Insufficient troops. Life creation. Purple light erupted, and 10 stone golems stepped out of the glow. My stone golems. The pressure on the battlefield suddenly eased. Over there, the golden mane wolf king lunged at the leader. A huge fist came crashing down. The wolf king dodged nimbly and bit onto its arm. Crack. Deep fissures spread, but it still didn't break. Lin Xiaolan jumped off the wolf's back, and her summon skill activated. A flash of silver light, and another golden mane wolf king appeared. 2 wolves struck together, but the leader's constitution was too thick to be bitten to death. I drew my blade, fully activated Gale Step, and my speed surged by 500%. Voidwalker, instant movement over 1,000 meters. In the blink of an eye, I appeared in front of the leader. A stone fist smashed down, and my body instantly turned semi-transparent. Void body, 3 seconds of invincibility. I raised my blade and aimed at the golden core in its chest. Thunderstrike. The blade slashed in, lightning exploding outward. The golden core shattered into a spiderweb of cracks. The leader crashed to the ground. The ordinary stone golems collapsed instantly, scattering in all directions. The skeletons chased, the black bears chased, my stone golems chased. In less than 3 minutes, all 100 stone golems were down. Su Qingyu rushed over first. Brother Mo, you're way too cool. Lin Kurson pushed up her glasses. That was Thunderstrike, wasn't it? A rare skill. Bai Moshua hid behind Chinyaji and whispered softly, Brother Mo is amazing. Lin Kiki didn't say anything, but her eyes were shining. Spoils of war, 120 units of magic crystals, over 30 stone golem cores, and the leader's epic grade golden core. Hidden quest completed. Rewards. Territory upgrade card ×1, 50 refined gold ingots, 100 magic crystals, 2 SS grade fragments, an upgrade card. A lifesaver. Returned to the city. When Sun Billion saw that pile of magic crystals, her eyes went straight. Enough to reach LV6, right? Enough. More than enough. I took out the upgrade card. Golden light soared into the sky. Buzz. The light wall rose from 8 meters to 12. Arrow towers sprang up everywhere. The moat widened, and a central war hall rose from the ground. The Lord's mansion became a 3-story stone castle, with 2 stone golem statues standing at the gate. The women were all dumbfounded. Shun Shue's mouth fell open. Oh my, this is a castle? Territory upgrade successful. Level LV6. Immediately after, congratulations on becoming the first player in Zone 13 to reach LV6. Achievement, Pathfinder. Reward, free choice coupon ×1. You can add any special building to the territory. Weapon shop? Magic tower? Dragon nest? My mind turned, and I decided on an underwear and black stockings shop. The reason was simple. There were more than 20 women in the camp, all pampered ladies from wealthy families, used to Chanel and Hermes. But now, Lin Xiaolon's blouse buttons had popped off and hadn't been sewn back on. Lu Hong's yoga pants were worn through. In several places, Zhou Tingji's dress had been torn by branches, and Shun Yaji had long since changed into plain cloth clothes. Cloth clothes. Underwear and socks deform after just a few washes. With this shop, all of that would be solved. More importantly, charm value. Charm value affects favorability. Favorability determines link efficiency, and link efficiency determines what talents I can get. A virtuous cycle. And since it came from the system, it definitely wouldn't be ordinary stock. Defense-type underwear, agility-type stockings, alluring lace. They could even increase combat power. I directly chose the underwear and black stockings shop. Building type, underwear and black stockings shop. Please choose a location. I placed it in the front right of the castle, closest to the women's rooms. Buzz. A delicate little building rose from the ground. White walls, pink roof, pink neon hanging by the entrance. In the display window, black lace, purple lace, cutouts, garters, leopard print, fishnet stockings, over-the-knee socks, black stockings, white stockings, even more exaggerated than a mall. Every piece came with attributes. Alluring lace lingerie, rare, defense 20 to 30, charm +10. Blazing garter stockings, rare, agility +8, leave blazing footprints, burn for 50 per second. Frost over-the-knee socks, rare, enemies within range are slowed by 20%. Healing lace lingerie, rare, restores 1% HP per second. Shadow pantyhose, rare, invisible in darkness for 30 minutes. The corners of my mouth lifted. As expected, it wasn't an ordinary lingerie shop. Every item could save your life on the battlefield, and wearing them normally could also increase charm and intimacy. No matter how you calculated it, it was a steal. Footsteps sounded behind me. Xin Shui, Qian Yufan, and Wu Miling rushed to the front, their mouths all forming O's. This is a lingerie shop? Xin Shui's voice was trembling. Qian Yufan rubbed her eyes. The system really gave Xiaomao a lingerie shop as a reward? Wu Miling's face instantly turned red. That leopard print one. It's so pretty. Zhou Zhilan, Fang Shuiying, and Wang Yinshu also walked over, their expressions shifting from shock to delight. Qin Yaji came over, a blush rising on her face. Xiaomao, you child, you're really thoughtful. Bai Muxue hid behind her mother and peeked out secretly. Brother Mo's choice is really nice looking. Lin Kiki locked her eyes on a pair of black garter stockings at once, her face red as a shrimp. Last was Lu Hong. She leaned against the doorframe with her arms crossed. Xiaomao, is this prepared for us? Or for yourself? The women all laughed. I coughed. Of course it's for you. The blood moon is coming, and all of these have stat bonuses. Lu Hong raised an eyebrow. Then we should go in and try them on now. I froze. I mean they're for you. Right? We'll wear them. Lu Hong spread her hands. If we don't try them, how do we know whether they fit? She turned back and swept her gaze around. Right. Sun Billion walked out from the crowd with her head lowered. Master, I want to try. Shen Shui also leaned in. Me too. Auntie wants to try the alluring lace one. The women filed inside one after another. Su Qingyu pulled Lu Hong along. Mom, you come too. Lu Hong was dragged by her daughter and turned back with a meaningful smile at me. Xiaomao, aren't you coming in to take a look? I took a deep breath and followed them in. The shop was much larger than it looked from outside, over 300 square meters, divided into several areas. The functional area was the core. Every item came with attributes, and at most 20 items could be taken each day. The moment I stepped in, I was dazzled. Xin Shui held up a black alluring lace piece in front of the mirror. Xiaomao, does it look good? My Adam's apple bobbed. Looks good. She hugged the lingerie and rushed into the fitting room. The first one to come out was Lu Hong. Black tactical lace paired with shadow pantyhose outlined her figure, honed by years of exercise, to the fullest. She put her hands on her waist. How is it? Looks good. Just looks good. Lu Hong leaned closer. Xiaoma, your face is red. No. I looked away, but the tips of my ears were burning. Lu Hong laughed out loud. I won't tease you anymore. These shadow pantyhose are perfect for assassinations during the blood moon. The second door opened. Shin Shui. The burgundy alluring lace had a deep V-neck, paired with matching garter stockings. Her full figure, at 41, was magnified to the extreme. Xiaoma. Would Annie look too much in this? No, it suits you very well. Right after that, Zhou Zhilan, Feng Shuiying, and Wang Yinshu came out at the same time. Soft apricot pink, sultry dark purple, and elegant pale pink. Xiaoma, who looks the best? They all look good. You have to pick one. I was silent for 2 seconds. When the blood moon comes, if you wear these into battle, even the monsters will freeze for 3 seconds. The 3 women burst out laughing. Qin Yaji and Bai Muxue came out together, mother and daughter. Off-white silk lace, light purple healing lace. One looked like a white jade sculpture, the other like a fairy tale elf. Brother Imo, do I look good? My voice softened a touch. You look amazing. Mu Shui, you'd look good in anything. Qin Yaji's eyes turned slightly red. Xiao Imo, you really are so thoughtful. She glanced around the room. We women, thrown into this damned place, cutting trees and digging rocks every day, with calloused hands and dirt on our faces, she said, her tone tinged with emotion. But today, putting these on, I suddenly feel we're still us. Xiao Imo, thank you. Warmth surged in my chest. Aunt Yaji, there's no need to thank me. You all chose me, so I'm just doing what little I can. Su Qingyu was the last to step out, and the moment she appeared, the room erupted in awe. She wore fiery red lace attire embroidered with golden flames along the stocking edges, glowing faintly with every step she took, like a living flame. Brother Imo, do I look good? You look great, like a little fire torch, I said with a grin. What fire torch? She puffed out her chest indignantly. I'm the queen of flames. The room burst into laughter. Standing amidst a group of women dressed in various lingerie, I couldn't suppress the smile tugging at the corners of my mouth. But the key part? The system's intimacy points were skyrocketing. Plus 3 favorability, Lu Hong. Current, 96. Plus 8 favorability, Qin Yaji. Current, 48. Plus 5 favorability, Zhou Tingji. Current, 60. The system notification sounded like firecrackers during New Year. Zhou Tingji's favorability had reached link requirements. Qin Yaji's was just 2 points shy. Lin Kiki needed 12 more. Perfect time to follow up and link everyone at once. I opened my mouth to speak. Then, suddenly, a cold, sharp signal echoed in my mind. The skeleton warrior on patrol outside the walls. Enemy approaching. Count 1. Direction, due south. Distance, 800 meters. Status, fast approach, presumed scout. My smile froze. Stop. Each word hit like icy shards shattering against the ground. Laughter evaporated instantly. Lu Hong was the first to react, gripping her axe tightly. What's wrong? Enemy. My voice turned cold. 800 meters south. 1. Scout. Su Qingyu grabbed hold of her long blade. Just one person? Lu Hong frowned. Keep changing. Put on what boosts your attributes the most and be ready for a fight, I instructed. And you? Lin Xiaolan asked nervously. I'll go meet them. I turned to leave, then paused, looking back. Ladies, you all look stunning tonight. And for your beauty, I won't let anyone threaten this territory. I pushed the door open and walked out. Behind me, the women were stunned. Su Qingyu broke the silence first. What did he just say? He said we're beautiful. Zhou Zhilan's voice trembled. And that he's going to protect us by fighting, Feng Shuiying whispered, covering her mouth, eyes watery. Qin Yaji gazed at my silhouette disappearing into the night, tears welling in the corners of her eyes. This child, outside the camp, the night was as dark as ink. Alone, I ascended the city wall and moved to the south battlement. True sight, activated. My eyes glimmered with golden light. The terrain 800 meters away laid bare before me. A figure in black clothing darting rapidly through the forest. I leapt off the wall. Voidwalker's spatial shift. With a flicker, I appeared 10 meters behind the black-clad figure. Gale step, fully activated. My speed multiplied 5-fold, a streak of silver lighting up the darkness. The black-cloaked figure sensed danger and stopped, looking around warily. Stepping out from the shadows of the trees, I advanced. My silver armor gleamed coldly, my cloak billowed in the night wind. The figure turned and broke into a desperate run. Useless. Another flicker of motion, and I appeared directly in his path. Unable to stop in time, He slammed face first into my silver wolf battle armor, staggering back and collapsing to the ground with stars in his eyes, his mask slipping off. A pale, sweaty young face, barely in his 20s, stared up at me in terror. Don't kill me. I'm just a scout. Without unsheathing my blade, I stepped closer. Who sent you? It's Lord Lu. Fear filled his voice. Our lord is an SS-ranked seer. She foresaw the blood moon's rise, monsters growing 3 times stronger, while our defenses are halved. We can't handle that as a level 4 territory. And she foresaw that Territory 13 stockpiles a lot of magic crystals, mithril, and orichalcum. I can level up to LV6 as soon as I get it. She asked me to scout ahead, and I didn't even bring a weapon. I fell silent for 3 seconds. An SS-rank prophet, an enemy who could glimpse the future, was far more dangerous than that group of people from Sun Jiangwo's camp. I opened the mind link. Aunt Sun, did you hear that? I heard, Master. 12 kilometers due south, number 41 in Zone 13. LV4 territory, stone walls, for turrets. After a 1-second pause, her voice turned strange. Master, the people in that territory are a bit special. What's special? They're all women. 26 of them, ages 20 to 40. Their identity tags are all actress, singer, model, and host. Every talent is A rank or above. 2 S ranks, 1 SS rank. My pupils shrank. All female celebrities? Who's the lord? Lu Feifei. Sun Billion sounded incredulous. Lu Feifei, the one who played Zilong knew. Before the crossing, she was in the middle of filming. Her sword turned into a real sword, and she awakened an SS rank sword immortal. The core team: S rank element controller Zhou Jing, S rank Tianin Zhang Xijia, A rank Frost Dance Lu Shangsheng, A rank Phantom Assassin Yang Zhua, A rank Poison Master Ma Chengqing. The rest are all A rank. I took a deep breath. 1 SS, 2 S, 23A. The top combat force in all of Zone 13. All female celebrities. All with beauty ratings above 95. If I linked them all, the number of talents would break 40. During the Blood Moon, that would be an invincible legion. But they were here to seize resources. I lowered my head and looked at Zhang Yang, collapsed on the ground. What's your name? ZH. Zhang Yang. I won't kill you. Take me to your territory. His eyes widened. You're going alone? Through the mind link, I gave the order. Tell Lu Hong to lead the skeleton warriors to guard the front. Have Lin Xiaolan bring the golden-maned wolf king to guard the flank. I'm going alone. Master, 26 people, all A rank or above. It's too dangerous. I'm not going to fight. I said, I'm going to talk. Talent panel, 13 talents, 2 SSS, 9 SS, 2 S. Alone, I was an army. But I didn't want to fight. These women were all high potential assets. Killing them would be a waste. The blood moon was approaching. One more ally was better than one more enemy. Get up, I said. Lead the way. Zhang Yang struggled to his feet, his legs weak, but he didn't dare disobey. 12 kilometers, wind step, 20 minutes to reach. The forest thinned, revealing a valley. In the center, stone walls rose from the ground, shorter than mine, but very sturdy. Every 30 meters stood an arrow tower, crossbow bolts gleaming coldly. Zhang Yang stopped 200 meters away. If Sister Lu knows I brought an enemy back, she'll kill me. You can leave now. You're really letting me go? I said I wouldn't kill you. As if granted amnesty, Zhang Yang turned and vanished into the forest. I stood alone at the edge of the valley. I didn't conceal my aura. Instead, I deliberately released my war aura. A ring of golden light exploded outward from me, like a small sun rising and illuminating the entire valley. The walls instantly erupted in chaos. Cries of alarm, sirens, and footsteps mingled together. More than a dozen figures poured out. A woman in a white ancient-style gauze dress walked down from the wall. Her long hair fell like a waterfall, her skin so pale it seemed translucent, her features so exquisite they didn't seem human. In her hand was a long sword, the blade silver white, the hilt inlaid with blue gemstones, sword chi flowing around it. Lu Feifei. I recognized her at a glance. That face was too distinctive, otherworldly, cold, and aloof. Only now, there was caution in her eyes. Behind her followed several women, all familiar faces. Zhou Jing in a purple dress, lightning dancing at her fingertips. Zhang Xijia in a blue dress, low. Sound waves rolling in her throat. Lu Shengsheng in a white dress, thin frost gathering beneath her feet. Yang Zhuo in black, her figure flickering in and out of sight. Ma Chengcheng in green, poison mist swirling around her fingertips. 6 A rank or above talents. They looked down at me from above, wary, curious, and astonished. Because the man standing below the city wall was far too young. 18 years old, wearing silver armor, a cape, and a long blade, with a calm, imposing presence utterly unlike someone his age. That ring of golden light made everyone's heart race. "Who are you?" Lu Feifei asked. Her voice was cold, like snow falling onto ice. I raised my head and stared at the people on the city wall. "Lord of number 131, District 13, Ma-mo." The city wall instantly erupted. "Ma-mo? The one who wiped out 3 territories in a row." "In a row?" "The one ranked first in District 13 in the system announcement." I swept my gaze over the wall. 26 actresses, all A rank or above. Their strength was real, but their defenses were only LV4. No moat, no repairs, no teleportation array. Once the blood moon arrived, they were doomed. "I'm not here to start a war." I got straight to the point. "I'm here to discuss cooperation." "Cooperation? You alone?" Lu Feifei frowned. "Yes. Less than 24 hours until the blood moon. Monster attributes triple, defenses cut in half, and the boss spawn rate increases 5-fold. With this crap defense of yours, you won't survive." A deathly silence fell over the wall. "What do we get out of cooperating?" Yangzhou challenged. "You're LV6, stronger than us. Aren't you just after our talents?" "I want combat power. You want defense and resources. Mutual benefit. Win-win. And if we don't cooperate?" Zhou Jing's fingertips flashed with electricity. I raised my hand and pointed at the open ground. "Life creation. Undead summoning. Conscription." A flash of purple light, and 20 war servants formed battle lines outside the city, killing intent surging skyward. Golden light roiled. All attributes doubled. The city wall changed expressions instantly. Zhou Jing's hand shook. Yangzhu's invisibility was broken. Ma Qingqing's poison mist scattered, and Zhang Xijia's sonic attack got stuck in her throat. 20 war servants, summoned from the palm of an 18-year-old boy. Lu Feifei stood at the front without retreating, but the fingers gripping her sword were trembling. "If I didn't want to cooperate, your city wall would already be down." She took a deep breath, then suddenly sheathed her sword, stepped down from the wall, and stood 3 meters in front of me. "You're the one from the prophecy." She stared at me. "Do you have women in your territory?" "Yes, 17. Linked. Most of them." She turned and shouted, "Open the gate." "Sister Lu, are you sure?" "Sure." The city gate opened. I withdrew my servants and walked in. By the campfire sat 26 familiar faces from TV, all staring at me in unison. I laid it all out directly. "Less than 24 hours until the blood moon. I'm LV6 and fully equipped. You're LV4 and can't hold out. My suggestion, move your entire territory to mine." "What would we count as then?" Zhang Alan stood up. "Territory merger. I provide defense and resources, you provide combat power and talent linkage." "Linkage? My talent, Goddess Link. Any woman with a beauty score above 95 can be linked, and her talent increases 100-fold. Everyone here qualifies." Faces around the campfire turned red. Who wouldn't be moved by being personally certified by an 18-year-old as 95 plus in looks? "Linking is voluntary." My gaze was open and honest. "Even if you don't link, I'll still protect you. After linking, your attributes double and your talent upgrades." Lu Feifei was the first to stand, planting her sword into the dirt. "We agree. Sister Lu, we don't have time." Zhou Jing rose as well. "Let's gamble on it." All 26 actresses stood behind Lu Feifei. I opened the teleportation array, golden light soaring into the sky. Half an hour later, the relocation was complete. At the center of the camp, a golden pillar of light rose. The 26 actresses walked out and froze. A 12-meter stone wall, a 10-meter moat, dense rows of artillery towers, the Lord's castle, the war hall. This wasn't a camp. It was a fortress. Below the wall stood another row of women. Beauty salon owner, female war god, music professor, yoga instructor, head nurse, a few young girls. All wearing assorted lingerie and stockings, glowing softly under the moonlight. The 2 groups of women stared at each other across the wall. "My God, is that Lu Feifei? Am I dreaming?" Su Qingyu rushed up. "Sister Zhua, teach me how to turn invisible." "What's your name?" "Su Qingyu. Brother Imo said I should link up with him more." "Brother Imo?" "Yang." Zhua twitched at the corner of his mouth. I spent an hour settling everyone in, stocking the supplies, and opening the cafeteria, baths, and training ground to all. Night fell, and there were less than 20 hours until the blood moon. Just as I was about to go up on the city wall to patrol, I heard footsteps behind me. Chen Yaji, Lu Hong, and Lin Xiaolan came striding over with a group of Andes. "Xiao Mo, have the new girls picked out their gear yet?" I froze. I really hadn't had time to deal with that. "The blood moon is almost here." Lin Xiaolan's tone was firm. "Seduction lace, blazing camisoles, shadow stockings. They're all life-saving gear. They'd be embarrassed to go pick them out themselves, so we brought them." In less than 15 minutes, 26 female celebrities were called to the center of the camp. Seeing this group of mature women dressed in sexy lingerie, their faces instantly turned red. Shinyaji walked up to Lu Feifei. Lord Lu, this healing lace restores 1% HP per second. Sister Hong's pair of shadow stockings grants 30 minutes of darkness concealment. These are life-saving trump cards for critical moments. Lu Feifei planted her sword into the dirt. Fine. Everyone, follow me. The lingerie shop was lit with a warm yellow glow, and the shelves were filled with all kinds of gear, each item hung with a stat tag. This isn't a lingerie shop, it's a gear shop, Yang Zhuo exclaimed. Zhou Jing spotted a pair of shadow fishnet stockings, dark concealment for 30 minutes, and her eyes widened. That's more practical than my phantom step. Their shyness vanished in an instant, and everyone started snatching things up frantically. Shinyaji handed Lu Feifei a silvery white lace set. Moonlight lace, under moonlight, restores 3% HP per second. The blood moon counts as moonlight too. Wang Yinshu picked Ice Heart lace for Fan Chengqing, a 30% chance to trigger 5 seconds of invincibility. Dilraba and Gulnazer were hugging a pile of suspenders and stockings, laughing together in front of the mirror. 2 hours later, the 26 female celebrities walked out of the fitting rooms. The entire shop fell silent at once. Moonlight streamed down from the skylight, and lace, silk, and stockings magnified everyone's aura countless times over. Beautiful as a dream. Shinyaji sighed. So beautiful. Shin Shue's eyes were red. This life was worth it. At that moment, I pushed the door open and came in. 26 female celebrities in lace lingerie and stockings all looked at me in unison. Lu Feifei in moonlight lace and silvery over-the-knee socks. Yang Zhuo in dark purple lace with leopard print suspenders. Ma Chengqing, Fan Chengqing, Gao Yi. My gaze paused for 0.5 seconds, then shot away at lightning speed as I coughed once. All picked out. Lu Hong was the first to catch me. Xiao Mo, you're blushing. No, you are, Yang Zhuo teased. Brother Mo, where were you just looking? Laughter erupted all over the room. I took a deep breath and regained my composure. Enough joking. The blood moon is less than 20 hours away. From now on, everyone must wear the gear you picked out. This isn't a burden, it's your second layer of armor. The laughter cut off abruptly. The war hall has been upgraded, and the training ground is now open. For the next 20 hours, groups will train in rotation. Yes, came the response in unison. I turned and pushed the door open, moonlight spilling over my silver-white cloak. I looked back over the 42 women. The moment the blood moon descends, this territory will be our only battlefield. I will guard the city and not let anyone fall. That's a promise. Then I turned and stepped into the night. Lu Hong's voice came from behind me. This lord, we didn't choose wrong. Blood moon countdown, final 3 hours. Sweat soaked through every shirt in the training ground. I stood on the command platform and looked down. In the first group, Lu Hong led the melee fighters, and Yang Zhuo extended her invisibility from 5 minutes to 15. Su Qingyu's blazing camisole burned out flaming footprints beneath her feet, and then she stepped on her own fire and yelped from the heat. You're even afraid of your own flames? Lu Hong laughed and scolded her. In the second group, Zhou Jing's lightning ice switching speed doubled. In the third group, Shinyaji led the medical team in emergency treatment. The fourth group, Zhou Tingji's sonic wave upgraded from B to A, and the stun duration extended from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Sun Billion sat alone at the top of the war hall, using her omniscient domain at full power to monitor a radius of 10,000 meters. I climbed up the 12-meter-high city wall. At the city gate, 10 skeletons stood in formation. 3 undead black bears half opened their golden red eyes. 10 stone demons were scattered along the wall, and 2 golden-maned wolf kings stood above the city gate. What are you thinking about? Lu Feifei's voice came from behind me.